Alrighty. So bitrate seems fine. Hopefully it's gonna be fine. Yo, what up, Hanan? How are you doing? Hopefully the bitrate's gonna be fine, not like last stream. Let's see. This is what VOD? Let me find myself. Okay. Gold 5. So division, I want to put gold here, and I want, where is the, okay, here we go. Division, yeah, it's 5th division already. Gold 5. I can vote VODs, so yeah, we have the correct information in here. Let me close this. Let me go over to Overwatch. Yeah, what up? Get Bows done, add in 5k. How are you all doing? Sleeping so much in school. Maybe you shouldn't be sleeping in school. Maybe you should be sleeping at a correct place, right? Like your bed. And then getting proper sleep and then going to school. I don't know, maybe that's how you should do it. And it's important, right? I'm no sleep expert, but I did learn a few things about sleep, and it's very interesting how you losing just a little bit of sleep, just being a little bit sleep deprived, can make your like immune system considerably weaker than usual, between many other issues, right? So sleeping the correct amount is really important. Also, like which phase of sleep you wake up in is very important. From what I remember, there are like 4 phases of sleep, and you want to wake up in your REM phase. Could be wrong on that, but that's what I remember at least. Yo, what up, Fazil? How are you doing? I'm gonna be making a video about genji settings. No one stops you from making yours, so if you want, just go make it. I mean, I'm not gonna debate this kind of stuff, obviously, because I don't know your situation to be able to say if leaving your school is good or bad, right? I have my own views on this kind of stuff. I've been through a similar experience with college, but I'm not gonna be reinforcing or negatively enforcing or whatever your opinion on this, because I don't feel like I am qualified for that kind of stuff, right? So I just wish you the best of luck, and basically. Yo, what up, DG? How are you doing? Alrighty, Dunde, if you are here in the stream and you want to be in a call with me so we can chat, ask questions, etc., just let me know in chat so that I go and join voice chat /Q in my Discord, right? And then I will pull you to the voice chat that I'm using on Discord. If not, you can just chat with me in YouTube chat, or you don't even need to actually chat, you can just watch the VOD later, or just not talk. Doesn't really matter, just leaving these options open to you, right? Yo, what up, Hansford? How are you doing? So let's get into this. Yeah, I pinged 2 people to review so far. I don't know if I'm gonna review more because I have a bit of a headache right now, and I also started stream late, so I don't know if I'm gonna have time to review other VODs, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna be streaming myself playing again. I'm still like a little bit confused because I wanna play low latency, but the problem is the queue times, the community, like the comms being in a different language. I just don't know if it really mix well, so I don't know what I should do, if I should just rely on the ping system and play on my own, tag the queues, go to an A and play there with 170, 180 MS, like, I don't know what I should do yet. So far I have been just playing off stream when I have time for that, right? I'm still at like level 50 on the Battle Pass. I didn't play that much because all of the partnership stuff that I've been working with. Soon, we currently have like super chat, super stickers. This should be new. This wasn't new to this stream, this was added last stream too. But those are things that you can do now if you want to support the channel, as well as the link in the description for stream elements. That gives me a better pay ratio because it is through PayPal. But those are options that we're gonna have. Soon, we're gonna be having channel memberships. I'm gonna be setting that up soon. I have made some art that I've already posted, part of it in the community tab. And I'm currently animating the alerts for the memberships. When I have that done, I'm gonna be setting up the memberships. And then you guys can all support if you want to get cool emotes, other types of perks, etc. Yeah, I play South America servers. Yo, what up, Lars? How are you doing? Just practice. It's literally just practice to get your muscle memory. Muscle memory isn't really true. It doesn't exist. I get what you're trying to say though, right? So, not gonna enter that debate right now because we don't need to, but getting used to the combos, yeah, it is just practice, practice, practice to get down to it, right? I don't really like this deflect. I'm quickly gonna mention why. What's this deflect gonna do, right? Sure, you're a little bit ahead of your team, right? Coming out of spawn because you're Genji, 15-meter dash. This isn't really saving your life. If you are scared of the junk spam, you can just try to play above it. Jump, double jump, wall climb, whatever, right? Only thing you're doing is pressuring Ryan Shield. Sure, pressuring Ryan Shield can be valuable. I also think that having the deflect to be able to play aggressively is more valuable. So I don't see really that much of a point in using deflect. I would instead just try to dodge these shots, walk up to here, and maybe if the Ryan Shield is closer to breaking, and then the junk seems to be spamming or my team is in danger, and I can set myself up with that deflect, then I, for example, drop, or rather, peek and deflect, or drop from this bridge and deflect, get a surprise, get more spam in. Now the run has committed more, right? Let's say that this was the case, right? I'm waiting a little bit to go for the deflect. Ryan Shield is closer to breaking, so now we break it, and now we suddenly burst the Ryan down quite a bit. Now we get a lot of space because they either have to back or the Ryan just straight up dies from that surprise deflect, right? Not that deflecting spam isn't good in some situations, but I'm not gonna enter too many details on this because I already talked about this in my deflect guide. It is quite a lengthy one because I go into a lot of matchups. Some of those matter still, some of those don't because it was Overwatch 1 matchups. But there is still a lot of stuff about deflect there. It's interesting that you're trying to do this to go over. I'm not so sure you can do this without using your dash. I'm pretty sure you can. You need to dash here. There is some stuff that you can wall climb, but you cannot wall climb all the way because it is segmented. And then you won't have the height with this double jump. So that is definitely a way to flank. I have also seen, I don't remember exactly how to do it, but I have seen someone go, I think from here, dash, double jump, and then they end up in the enemy backline here, which is actually, interestingly enough, a setup that ball players often use. So, as you can see here, right? Your team, main choke, the enemy team trying to hold that choke, right? This is the main area of the fight here. So this is mostly gonna be checked by the enemy. You can try, for example, to go inside. This Lucio just died to a Junkrat trap, right? But you can try to go here inside and then just roll away, or just pass through the enemies and get stabilized with Mega and then set up behind, right? There are many things that you can do, but those would be visible to the enemy, right? One interesting setup that Ball can do with the crazy mobility that the grapple provides, right, is grapple onto this wall and then swing around, go into the enemy backline. They can hear, but they cannot see you. And then you can third person peek the enemy to see when you want to go for a boop or a setup, or you want to set up for pressuring points or swinging from here, whatever, right? The point I'm trying to make is, like, there is a really cool, if you want to be setting up to go for the backline, right, in a stealthy way, there is a cool rollout that you can do on Genji. I'm going to try to be looking for that soon. I remember seeing X22, another top 500 Genji player, do this rollout. I should actually just, after finishing this fight at least, going to a custom game and load Icon Vault and try to do it. Because I know that you can do something like dash, walk climb one of these walls, double jump, and then boom, you are here in that backline. And then you have a setup, right? For when you want to engage. Let's go back. Good kill. Yo, what up TJ, how are you doing? That's a good kill. One quick thing to comment. You see your Hanzo get trapped here. Someone is probably going to be trying to punish him here. Maybe you can try to dash and then deflect and save your Hanzo. That is a possibility. You could also get screwed by doing that kind of stuff. And sometimes, for example, a hog hook someone, you try to dash in and save them with deflect, and then even being in his face, he still gets one shot, right? There are some cases like this, so sometimes it feels kind of random if you save someone or not. In this situation, there is a very valid argument for you to try to save this Hanzo. But this is a good kill on him, good opportunity for you. If you die, doesn't matter as much as this junk dying, right, because of the spawn difference. So this is a good duel to force, and it's a good thing that you punished him here. And now, sure, you are down your Hanzo, but they are down their Junkrats, right? Now you're starting to walk in, which is good. And yeah. So if we go back here, right? How many seconds? 346, right? Standing at choke poking. Fast forward. 10 seconds, poking, poking, poking. Hanzo dies, you force the duel of junk, come back. Then poke, poke, poke again. You have spent almost 30 seconds poking at this point, without really doing much. The Rhine is just gonna be trading resources with your Orisa and you're never walking in, which isn't really useful, right? And then you decide to walk in, see the Cassidy, good, you try to push him out, see if you can get something done with him, get headshots, you cannot be dashing in here. You need to be backing up and getting healed. This is not something that you can force, especially considering your angle. From this Cassidy's POV, quickly go back. Right? From this Cassidy's POV, headshot, look what happens when you dash. You dash, right? You're moving straight to him, right? So, sure, he shot you at the very start of your dash, but when the dash animation goes, let me actually go back to the very start to show the dash animation.
Ready for battle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Whenever you dash as Genji, right?
Objective A.
Do you not dash out of spawn? Okay, no, you don't. Then let's go for the jump kill, because you dash there. Right? Whenever you dash, look what comes first. Your head. Right? And this makes it extremely easy to headshot you during a dash. Which means that even if you didn't take a headshot before when you were dueling this Cassidy, you just took a body shot, right? And you dash straight at him when he's already aiming at you, you're basically going to die 99% of the time. Because he should be with his crosshair around you somewhere, but by you dashing, you're forcing that somewhere to be your head. Because you're making it to be your head. You're manipulating your own hitbox to make it easier for him to headshot you, right? And so, this is an important thing to remember in a lot of matchups, right? Genji, a lot of the things that he wants to do is duel, right? And in duels, one important thing to have is knowledge. Knowledge of your duel. What are your breakpoints? What are the enemy's breakpoints, right? Who has the advantage in which situation? How do I set myself up for the best chance of success in this duel? If you, for example, Cassidy, 3 body shots kill. Or just 1 headshot and the body shot, or obviously 2 headshots too, right? So, considering that 3 shots kill, the moment that Cassidy hits a single shot, it doesn't matter if it's a body shot or headshot, you're already under danger of getting killed by him at any point, right? By a headshot. If you hit a headshot first, then even a body shot kills, which is even more dangerous, right? And so if you get body shot by Cassidy once before you dash, thanks for the sub, Daniel, then that means that engaging him with a dash head-on is extremely scary. That becomes extremely more scary against a sniper such as Widow, Hanzo, and even Sojourn at high rail charge, right? Railgun charge. Because all of them can one-shot you, and by you giving them an easy headshot by dashing straight at them and putting your head first, right, in their direction, that means that you're basically asking to die at that point. So that's an important thing to keep in mind, right? Also, one issue with this, sure, you're forcing him out, right? But you made it very predictable, you have given him time to run, and now you're picking him again when he's aware of you without deflect. Sure, your deflect is on cooldown, maybe you wanna wait for this. Since you have already waited so long to engage him, you might as well wait that 1 second, even less than that. I don't know the exact amount, right? Your deflect already came off of cooldown here. So, before picking him, so that you don't take this poke, and that you turn that poke into him, right? What I would probably have done... Go back a little. I see the Cassidy here, right? First you're here, now you see him. You cannot run and catch him here, right? He's gonna be too fast. So the best way for you to try to get to him is to actually try to cut him off. Either stand here and then try to lead your shots 1, 2, 3 shurikens and then dash engage for a very good damage, right? And then you can look for a finish with a right click melee, right? Something like that. Or you can just see, he's going over there, I'm gonna hang in the air, wait for him to, in my vision, dash combo him. Dash secondary fire melee, right? Or dash secondary fire deflect if you had that, whatever, right? Just trying to cut him off is probably the best way, because that also makes his aim harder, because he has to think where you are going to appear from. He has to try to pre-aim, and that isn't necessarily gonna be accurate, right? So that's gonna make it harder for him to shoot you while you engage him, and that also puts you closer to him because you're cutting him off instead of just trying to chase him by the same path that he took, right? Which is gonna mean that you're gonna basically essentially have the same distance every time, right? During the whole chase, if you keep chasing him the exact same way that he walked, right? Instead of just trying to take the shortest path to where he is going to be. Alrighty, let me go back to your POV. But I like this, right? I like the intent of going for him. He is isolated from the team. So if you see here, the Junkrat died, obviously he's coming back from spawn. And where is the team? Reinhardt is main, Lucio is around the Reinhardt, good. And the Baptiste is somewhere close to the Reinhardt too. And the Cassidy is going to LOS his team. So he's basically not gonna get help. So this is a good play, you just did a small few things that could have changed, that could have made this go way better for you, right? Also real quick, now, before you forget it, let me open up a custom game, create, settings, maps, none, where is Icon Vote? Icon Vote is here, let's see the rollouts. Because maybe this is a rollout that I should also be implementing. I remember I saw it a few months ago. I thought about implementing it. Usually I don't go for it, or at least I wouldn't think that it was that good in Overwatch 1. Usually in Overwatch 1 I would just be trying to go get this high ground and flank around here, or use this path to flank around here and check, right? And then if I want to cross, I use my dash to cross here, or I deflect to try to cross, right? But let's check this rollout, let's see. If it is from here or from a closer position. Yeah, very simple rollout. Very, very easy. And this is a really cool one. It is a long setup, yes, but it puts you at the enemy backline and they basically have nothing to stop you from doing this rollout, right? Doesn't even need to be precise. I didn't even use my double jump. I did a bad wall climb, right? Yo, what up, Riff? How are you doing? So yeah, this is an interesting rollout to keep in mind. Also, let's real quick check this, right? Because you were thinking about going over here. You can stand here at the bastion. I don't think that you can stand up above. Never mind, you can. You can stand here. And actually, yes, you can. I just did it. You can go over this roof. So what I said earlier was a lie. So, stand at this little wood. Why is it weird? I wanted it to show the ping, but whatever. Not like it's meaningful. This really is slippery. If you try to go too much to the front, it is kind of fake. So basically where you're standing is in the air, kind of. Let me see. Yeah. You see? I would say, so that you all are aware, that in front of you, there is no actual ground. Even though it looks like there is another layer of bricks, I'm pretty sure that there is no ground there. The ground is basically where Genji's feet are right now. And a little bit behind in the air, kind of. That's where you can stand. And then... yeah. It can be a little close, but... can you even do this? Maybe not. But the idea is simple, right? Jump, hold space, or your jump key, you have momentum, you double jump, you go over. Let's go back to the review. What was it? I can vote, right? We were at 130.
Traveling to ready for battle.
130. Wait, that is... Yeah, this is a long VOD, wow. I ended up skipping a lot. Okay, you're dead here, your team was engaging, we're coming back. Good, try to punish the Rhine and immediately climb to get away from his effective range. That deflect was a waste, unfortunately. There isn't really, unless you're playing on high latency, and even then, Reinhardt Fire Strike is so slow that you can react to it, so there, I don't see a reason to deflect it. Unless you were trying to respect the Cassidy that shot you. At that point, that is okay. A little bit iffy for you to be picking a Junkrat without your deflect. You can just pick one-shot you with a single mine and then a concussion mine. And good kill. You take a gamble there basically, if he's going to actually be camping his spot with the Tyrant waiting to kill you if you engage him or not. But I feel like at that point, when you were already down one, right? Let's go back a little. Wait, were you not down one? No, yeah, well, you were down one, exactly. Then this is just fine for you to do. You were lucky because the Tyre was right beside you, he could have just killed you, but this is good. Even if this doesn't win you immediately, now you're set up in the backline, and you can even look to spawn camp the junk. And if you're trying to spawn camp the junk, one important thing for you to notice, remember that he's not gonna be hearing you when he's dead, but when he's alive he's going to be. So during that time you should be looking to set up, right? You either think, okay, I wanna go now and wanna try to hit the enemy backline before the junk is dead, for example, or do you want to spawn camp the junk? I would say that spawn camping the junk is probably the better idea, because after you kill the junk killed your Lucio, right? If no one on your team died, the kill they had on the Orisa was earlier than the junk, than your kill on the junk, so your Orisa would be alive before the junk would be alive. So you trying to push so that you would have a 5v4 would be interesting, instead of trying to take a longer approach, which would be kill the junk, then go back into the fight, then engage, right? And have an advantage. But one thing I would say, if you're trying to spawn camp, this, you're going to have to react to him, you're going to have a small window of time. If you want to make spawn camp easy, you should be hiding in something like this. Or ideally, in a position like this, right? Where he cannot look at you, or the junk cannot look at you, even if he is walking and he sees in the corner of his eye, right? Okay, there is the room here. But he's not gonna see you unless he fully turns and looks, okay, there's a Genji in this corner behind me, right? And this way you're gonna be able to see him before he ever sees you, right? And if he checks you in this position, then you're even, right? But most of the time you're just gonna be seeing him and he's not gonna be seeing you. And then just have the advantage and you can pre-shoot him and easily kill you, right? While in a position like this, you're very close to his team, and the moment that you see him, and he's probably gonna be picking here instead of going inside here, because this just wastes more time unless he wants to set up high ground, right? That once you see him here, you're basically forced to just dash engage because you're camping the wrong corner. And then you're gonna be close range of a Junkrat, which is always just sketchy. Even with deflect, Junkrat can bypass your, quote-unquote bypass your deflect by just throwing a concussion mine, exploding it before it hits your deflect, and then having the splash hit you. And that can hit you for full damage. So a Junkrat, even when you're deflecting, can one-shot you using 2 concussion mines and exploding them before they hit your deflect. Something to keep in mind, right? So if you're trying to spawn camp this junk, you probably want to set up earlier, set up on a better corner that gives you more time to line up shots and kill him before he is in a position that is more dangerous to fight him, and a little bit earlier so that there isn't really a chance for his team to come back and help him. You had the idea to spawn camp him, you did manage the spawn camp. It was sketchy and now they're chasing you. Oh, you got your beat. I didn't think it would get it. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here. So let's go back. Okay, you kill the junk, you go for the mini. They're gonna check you. You can either just try to spawn camp the junk again, or you can try to make a play here on someone if you think that spawn camping the junk again is too slow. Remember, your Lucio was it your Lucio? No. Their Lucio killed your junk. I forgot that your team also had a junk. Right? Here, your junk died. Their junk is respawning by the time that you're killing his junk, right? So if you push here, it's a 4v4. Now you have the scarcity here, you have no deflect, magnetic grenade probably is going to hit. You also don't properly react to him, to his position, so you get immediately stuck, you don't have a chance to try to outplay it with dash, make him miss. So now you're at low HP. What you need to be doing? You're probably not going to be bursting him in this distance. So this double jump is scary. You want to be shooting the secondary fire, dropping behind payload, and then pick shooting him because of your fire rate. Your fire rate is lower than his, so you benefit a lot from peek shooting him, right? Because this forces him to only shoot when you peek, and when you peek, you're gonna already have your shot off. So if you just constantly pick, he gets 2 shots per 1 shot that you get, basically. Around that. While if you shoot, peek, and or rather peek, shoot, and then go back, peek, shoot, and then go back, you two are firing 1 shot per time, right? Instead of him being a 2 for 1. It's okay. It happens, Linus. And good luck in your games. Right, so this moment I would have just, instead of double jumped, I would immediately be having done that shot, drop behind payload and try to pick shoot him fight. You have beats now, so you can try to look to fight him. This was too early of a deflect because you still had overhealth from the beats. So now you don't have your deflect. You decide to pull out Blade because you think that you can clutch this. After you got show picks on you, the Junkrat and the Lucio, right? Their junk is coming back. If you get 1 pick, you're even, so this is a fair time to think you can Blade, especially considering that 1, they use Immortality or Risk to destroy Immortality, and 2, Immortality is not the only cooldown they have, right? It's gonna be a messy fight. Blading mid-fight is really good because people are gonna have less attention to go around, right? Attention is a resource, that's an important thing to notice. So considering that if you blade when the fight is already going on, if everyone turns at you, your team gets to do stuff for free. If no one pays attention to you because they're paying attention to your team, then you just get to blade for free, right? So attention is a very powerful resource, important thing for you to keep in mind. And you use that as well as the cooldowns that are gonna have been spent during that fight, right? Ryan used Charge, Ryan used Shatter, Baptist used Mortality to get an easy kill with Blade on the map, and now you just go back, go get the Cassidy. At this point, it's 2 for 2, but your Junkrat is coming out of spawn, I think? No. Lucius coming out of spawn. Your Junkrat is dead again. Okay, that's what happened. Even though it's a 3v3, your Lucius in spawn, so you're still at a slight disadvantage. You are getting ticks though, which is something. Adilo just win the fight though. So you can either try to play point like you did, or you can already set up for a next skill and try to just fully win and give up some percentage, right? So for example, expecting the junk to come back and be here to pre-shoot him when he walks, get a surprise on him, then if he panics and shoots, you deflect, easy kill. Or you're already trying to go behind this Reinhardt and Lucio that are trying to push your wrist, try to get these kills, right? Those kills kind of mix those two words together. Because remember, you killed the BAP. Sure, they have Lucio heals, but those aren't that big. and you can just try to wear them down slowly. And they're probably not gonna be full after fighting your team and after trading ultimates, which is the case, right? Reinhardt is half HP. Now back up. Reinhardt is still low. You don't need to back up this far. What are they gonna do? Reinhardt is close range. Lucio is sort of close range. It's awkward to hit his shot at long range. Same thing for Junkrat, really. And it's also kind of limited to ground. So if you just try to keep wall climbing all over the place and double jump, it's just gonna be hard for them to actually do much to you. So you can just keep harassing them. You don't need to back up this far. Team is back now, but the problem is you're stuck poking. Now you engage the junk. Unfortunately, I don't know exactly what happened with that deflect. Felt like it should have done big damage, but it didn't. And now you're dead, because your team is also dead. Yeah, and here there isn't much to do outside of poking. Deflect preemptively because you're low, which is good. This is a sketchy engagement. Sure, you want to go for the ammo, but you don't have deflect. What if you don't destroy the ammo in time and then your junk tires, and sure, they might be low, maybe you don't kill them. I don't know, let's actually rewatch this for me to properly judge. So your objective here is the ammo, right? Because of the junk tire. Your team is still at choke, so you're alone here. They could easily just one-shot you at close range, one hammer swing, one Junkrat shot, or concussion mine, or whatever, right? Magnetic grenade and a Rhyme swing, whatever. This is just a little bit of a sketchy engagements. It is an interesting intent to just destroy the emo to get the tire to pop off. So I guess it is kind of justified. And you also don't have much luxury to wait. Although you're actually, see? Actually you just cap and you have 10 seconds remaining basically. So I would say that you had time to spare. If you wanted to wait your cooldowns and then engage more safely. You could also just wait for the immortality fields to then do a triple shuriken, right? Imagine you wait for this, the immortality field to go off. Then you triple shuriken dash melee it. You guaranteed a pick. Or you dash and then right click melee, whatever. Right? 3 shurikens, a melee and a dash. You'll guarantee that kill on the immortality field. Or true shuriken fans, right? Either from primary or secondary fire are also gonna be a breakpoint for the lamp. I don't know, it just feels very risky to me. I feel like if I did that play I would have just instantly blown up. But maybe it is worth for me to just blow up and try to guarantee that the tire gets good value. And here, this was just sketchy because you dashed into a mine. Same thing. The mine can't headshot, but it's still just an easy shot because you're walking into his shot with the dash. And now you're just kind of screwed because you didn't properly path the mega. You deflected someone that wasn't paying attention to you, and you didn't notice that the caster had a sightliner on you. Oh, random spam, great. I would be scared right now. I'll probably have deflected after the first shot hit me. Preemptively. Trying to run away from the tire. You did manage to live, which is good. And this is rough. Because Junkrat spam makes walking through these chokes annoying, right? You probably don't want to have to use a cooldown to walk out, but you probably need to in order to respect him. Unless you do something like this. This was a good moment. You found a good moment to cross safely without using cooldowns, and now you find the low HP junk. With dash so you don't die to his passive, good. And now you're looking to get high ground, good. And yeah, that's basically what I was expecting that would happen to you. The engagement that you did when you just retired in first point and you tried to destroy the lamp. That's exactly what I expected to happen. Very, very bold engagement. And you just got punished for it. Good, try to help your Lucio. Oh, that was a good deflect. It bails you out of a very aggressive play that could have easily gone wrong if you didn't deflect that, right? For the big burst of damage that it provides. Deflect to respect Cassidy's damage, which is good. Good poke, annoying the enemy, even forcing a fire strike out and deflecting that. This, now that Cassidy is dead, and there is a very good corner for you to play, this is actually one aggressive engagement that you can do. You can just walk a little bit forward, dash through, try to look for a combo, maybe you just randomly get a one shot, right? And then what you would do immediately after, deflect back up to corner, you're safe. If they don't push up. And if they do push up here, it's gonna be a 5v4 for your team, right? So since they are backing, you can and if you read the tempo of this, right, they lost to Cassidy, they are in a bad position, they want to back up to this corner because they're not in a position to hold close here, which is also an interesting position for Icon VOD. You can do this dash, look for AoE, maybe force a cooldown, maybe even get a lucky one shot, and then you have a very little chance of dying there, right? Alright, so let's go back. Instead, you just try to play for poke, break the shield, and now you're just chilling. Miss out on some pressure, but you play safe. Feels like a waste of deflect to me. Dodge the Rhine. There isn't really too much of a reason to focus him. Yes, that Rhine is hitting. That Reinhardt also has Baptiste to heal him up. The Immortality Field were forced by the Diva Bomb. When was the Diva Bomb? Diva Bomb was now. Okay. The Diva Bomb was a while ago, actually. The Reinhardt is feeding. But Reinhardt also had beats, so during his charge he was fine. He now has, how much? 650 HP, I think. 625 HP, most of this being armor. Or at least half of it being armor. Which essentially means that he has 700, 800 effective HP. Ignoring any heals, plus the shield. So is this Reinhardt really fitting? Maybe. It will take your team very good focus fire to actually kill him before he gets support from his team and gets back, right? I just feel like in this position, what is the Reinhardt in their team gonna do? He doesn't have Shatter, right? He's at 30%. They beat, sure, but the beat is gonna be running out soon. Your Diva bombed aggressively, forced the Immortality Field, the Baptiste is half. You wanna be fighting these people, these squishes. You wanna clean up this map and then you wanna be looking for other squishes to fight. But instead you're under Reinhardt, right? Which is unlikely to die. If you did this much damage that you did on the Rhine, on the squishy, they would be basically dead, if not dead, right? And you would get to be playing this aggressive by because of the aggression of your diva, because of the Reinhardt abandoning the front line, etc. Right? Lose the Sojourn for a bit, then you get back to her, then you go for the Lucio, and then your team finishes the cleanup, right? So this is gonna be a cap. Let me quickly go back 20 seconds. Right? You see? You did 100 damage to the Sojourn. That's less damage than you did to the Reinhardt when he pushed up with the charge. How meaningful is that? That's half your HP. The almost 200 damage that you dealt to the Reinhardt is less than 33% of his HP, right? You don't care about tanks too much as Genji. And he wasn't in too much of a punishable position, right? Remember, you have Diva, sure, Diva can dish out a lot of damage. Cassidy too. Moira, she doesn't really have much burst. Lucio, unless you're a god, he doesn't have that much burst. If you had a Zen Bap instead, then I can see why going for that Reinhardt would be a good play, right? On the pin. Because then the Discord chunks off a lot of his HP. And you have more DPS, not only from the Zen shots, but also the Bap shots, right? That are gonna be dealing a lot of damage. Then I can see a merit to focusing Rein in that scenario. Gotcha. That's gonna be round, and you're gonna be capping with time, which is good.
I still have much.
Four, three, two, one.
I'm gonna do a quick mention.
Defend objective A.
Remember the wall climb that I did here before when I was in the custom game? This is a wall climb that I often do, starting Icon Vault, because sure, you can spam from here, but they can be expecting you to be spamming from here because a lot of heroes can spam from here. Reinhardt stands here and fire strikes, right? Junkrat just spams from here, from low ground, because he isn't fair to be spamming from the air, right? He is a ground-based hero with limited mobility, and he probably wants to save those mines for getting out of here faster so that the enemy doesn't rush him, or to spam the enemy team out, right? It's probably gonna be spamming from here, etc. All other types of abilities that you want to spam at the door, right? Let's say a Moira wants to spam an orb and then immediately fade back, right? Genji doesn't need to be doing that. Genji can spam from a better angle, just like Hanzo. Walk climb here, slide a little bit on the roof, shoot from a better angle so it makes it easier to bypass shields. The enemies won't be expecting you to be here, they will expect you to be back down there that I just showed. So this is just better, and then you immediately double jump and you're back here. This is also a faster backup than if you're here. You don't have to necessarily dash back. If they have a Lucian, they speed out respawn to try to catch someone that is playing too aggro, right? So I just like to do that instead. That also gives you early scouting of what the enemy comp is, which is always good because that allows you to set up, right? So for example, if you did that, you would have seen that they have a Pharah Mercy. And then maybe you can think, okay, we have Junk and Genji. We have a Diva, sure, maybe the Diva can deal with it, especially with damage boost. So maybe I can live with that, but probably not. Probably I need to be helping with the Pharah Mercy too. How can I deal with Pharah Mercy? Well, you have to be setting up in high ground positions. So for example, if the Pharah tries to go over the roof, here, right? She does a rocket jump plus a... and she uses her... I don't remember the name of the ability, but she uses her vertical jets, right? To get more upper momentum. She's gonna be close to the skybox, but around the height, a little bit over the roof, right? With the possibility to stay in the air longer with her fuel, right? What can you do here to contest her? Wall climb, you're in the roof. You are in a decent position to actually shoot her without using your dash, and then you can use your dash to get even closer, deal the damage with the dash, burst her, whatever, right? That's one way that you can deal with Pharah. You use the map to set up on a high ground position. For example, you go here and you wall climb, and then you have this roof, and then you double jump, and then you're relatively high, and then you get close to the Pharah, right? Or you play on a high ground. Those are ways that you can deal with the Pharah. Because if you just try to snipe the Pharah from below, and then okay, maybe I hit one shot, I dash up, you're still gonna be far from the Pharah, right? You need that help from the map geometry to be able to damage the Pharah. So that's why the scouting is really, really important, right? And I also went into some Fair Mercy tips and tricks while we were at it. So you're trying to spam the Fair, unfortunately you're missing, happens, he's not an easy target to land at that distance, but you do get the finish because the Mercy got split. And you punish the Ryan for his over-aggression, which is good. Now you're trying to spam him on the trap, trying to delay his push, and now the Reinhardt is feeding again. And this is fine, damaging him here, I would say. His hard feeding, if you don't actually focus him, having Mercy, having Lucio, both of your supports are basically dealing 0 damage, right? They're contributing very little. Mercy through damage boost and Lucio through his damage. That means that you have 3 people to damage the tank. And only 2 that are realistically good at it. Junk and Diva. Which means that even if this Reinhardt tries to hard feed with his spin and fails to hard feed, that means that he is now close range to your team, hammering people for a lot of DPS. So you actually focusing him in this situation is interesting, because it helps force him out sooner, considering that he's a very, very dangerous threat for your team close range. Not only do you not have a lot of sustained heal wise, you also don't really have too much damage to deal with him close range, right? Yo, what up Sandman, how you doing? You do get a deflect on the Mercy. You do get lucky that the Mercy stands in the Junkrat's passive, right? His death mines, and then she dies for that because you ended up choosing the wrong place. You thought that she was gonna come inside here. Who came inside here was Ryan, while the Mercy was trying to play this pillar. You had an interesting intention to try to punish her though. But it was awkward considering that you would be close range to Reinhardt right after. And that Reinhardt has a speed boost to catch up to you. It's gonna be good cleanup. Good. You're gonna have Blade. Pretty fast Blade. Their Lucio kind of heal botted, so they're gonna have a beats too for Blade, which is unfortunate, but if the Lucio is just heal botting instead of using his speed boost for the Reinhardt, that's actually good for you. You don't really mind that. And this is basically just a big positional mistake for you to be getting hit by this shatter. This is something that players often do on defense, right? Remember what I talked about on the attacking round, where you want to maybe do that flankeroo that I showed here to go to the backline and set up, right? You also did set up at some point, trying to spawn camp the junk and successfully doing so, and then hitting the enemy from the back, right? That's something that you did on attack. You can also do that on defense. That doesn't have to be a purely offensive side play. And remember, being on defense, you already have better access to positioning, because you get to set up first, right? The enemy has to take your space away from you, right? Which means if you want to set up in a position that is aggressive, right? Now this is the first VOD review of the day. Probably gonna only do 2 today, but we will see. Let's see how this goes. We also have been live for an hour, and we have been almost an hour, and we have only half of this VOD, right? So we'll see. One thing that I like to do, remember that I talked about the little starting trick? To walk line, poke them from here, you got the scouting, and then you immediately double jump and come back. Well, you can just come back down the stairs, crouch, then if someone gets to the high ground, they maybe won't see you, but you will hear them, and then you can just slowly walk up. And okay, let's say that an Ashe coach gunned up top, and she's just trying to shoot your team main. And then once your 3 headshots, dash, finish, free kill. If not, if the enemy just walks through the choke, you can just, okay, I can hit them from the side here if I want, or I can just walk up again, drop on the enemy backline. Oh hey, these are some juicy targets. Lucio that is trapped, low HP. Baptiste, I like getting the enemy support, right? The main support. in this case. I actually don't remember if main support is gonna be the Lucio or the VAP. The main support and off support calls aren't exactly because of healing outputs. I don't remember the exact reason, but I'm saying main support in this case because he's the main healer, right? He outputs more healing than Lucio, or he should output more healing than Lucio, right? Baptiste can also deal a lot of damage, but even doing that much damage, he should be outputting more heals than Lucio because Lucio wants to be speed boosting a lot. So that's why I said what I said, right? Baptiste is a very juicy target because he has a sizable hitbox, very strong cooldowns that you can force out, and they have long cooldowns, right? If you kill him, you cut most of the healing that the enemy team has, so that's all good. What else? Doesn't necessarily have to be him, you can target someone else, right? But this is just very powerful because, remember, you're gonna be dropping on them with a dash. That's one of the main things that I was gonna talk before, right? A lot of the engagements that you failed on the enemy team, especially here at Bridge, where you dash in, then you deflect out. If you even deflect out, right? In the case that you pulled out Blade, you didn't deflect, you got stuck by magnetic grenade. Body shot once dead, right? One shot. Instead of using your dash in, doing a setup like this, where you just drop on the enemy backline and try to make a play on the skirmishes, is great because it isn't committed. Okay, let's say you fuck up. Let's say that they use Immortality Field, they heal up, you miss your shots. Boom, you dash out. You're safe. You have your Diva to bail you out, you still have your deflex probably, and then boom, you're good, right? That's the difference. If you are playing main, and then you see someone drop half HP, you dash and gate them, they don't die, and you don't have somewhere that you can, for example, wall climb and no one that can get high ground and punish you while you're down your mobility cooldown and low HP, right? Then you're gonna just be dead, you just fed. Well, if you change the approach, instead of having to engage with the dash, you already set up in the position by walking up to that position and then dropping and or walking around the corner or something like that, or just literally walking up to a position, then you have your dash to either finish a kill. Oh, I finished the kill on the Lucio, great. Oh, I couldn't finish the kill on the Lucio, I dash out, right? Pathing is going to be one of the single most crucial skills for Overwatch players to learn. It in the case of Genji and a lot of different heroes, it basically removes the risk reward of his plays. It's gonna be a little bit different for different roles. So for example, tanking, Reinhardt wants to path not to necessarily assassinate the backline, but to take the path of least resistance to the enemy team, so that he can save the most amount of shield, or that the distance between him and the point, for example, is short, so that when he gets to point he has a lot of shield, so that he can brawl properly, right? It's gonna be different for every hero, but it's a very, very crucial skill to learn in Overwatch, and it is very, very good for Genji, even if he gets dash reset when he gets kill. You don't necessarily have to bank, or you shouldn't necessarily bank on always getting a dash reset on your engagements, right?
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
Each journey.
And there you just feed, trying to go ahead and have
My blade
a little bit of time wasted on the enemy clock, right, by stalling points. Which is fine, right? You either do that or you just get out. Doesn't really change too much.
My ultimate is ready.
Also, you see, right? You're playing low ground, so you're a lot of the time shooting the Reinhardt shield. Imagine if you were in a position like this, shooting down on the enemy team. The Reinhardt shield either has to look at you or your team, so someone is getting an angle on this Rein. And even if the Rein tries to shield you, if he doesn't turn the shield up, he won't be able to shoot you. So, because you have a high ground angle, that's even better, right? That also means that the Reinhardt can't really contest you because he can swing at you, he can only throw fire strikes, and you like those, right? You can easily dodge them and you can also deflect them. So that's an important thing to keep in mind, right? This also counts as a setup, like I said before, because you can just drop on the backline and then you dash to the high ground. What can they do? They can't really do anything about that, right? This is a really powerful position for Genji to hold. High ground positions in general are good, or better than low ground, right? Because you can essentially consider high ground to be low ground, because boom, I am in this high ground, I walk to the side, I drop, I'm immediately low ground, right? Gravity. I cannot immediately float and get to high ground. Sure, Genji has good passive mobility, but dropping is easier and quicker for basically every single hero that's climbing up, right? Genji is an exception to the rule to a certain extent, but he still is faster dropping than he is to get to high ground, right? Yo, what a poke, how are you doing? Or rather, not poke, and my rank right now, actually I'm gonna show my ranks, because I've done all 3 roles so far. Currently, Grandmaster 5 in DPS, haven't played DPS that much. I'm in climbing my support. My support was my lowest role in Overwatch 1 because I was kind of lazy to just grind it to Grandmaster 2. So MMR is a little bit lower, I had to play a little bit more. So far I'm Diamond 4 in support, I want to get it to GM 2. My tank plays Diamond 1 just like my DPS because both of them had the Grandmaster MMR. Right? And my tank should climb to the Grandmaster relatively fast. Those are my ranks right now. One thing that I wanted to quickly mention, right? The Reinhardt is here, you're kind of forced into shooting him or whatever is behind him. And when the Reinhardt gets close, look at what you do. You immediately walk to this small high ground. This isn't a great high ground, but it still goes to show that when the Reinhardt is getting close, you resort to getting a high place to position yourself to try to avoid his effective range, right? What if instead of trying to climb to high ground the moment that he gets close, you are already set up high, right? That's important. That's something that you have been underutilizing in this game so far, high ground. Let's go back. Now try to get the Lucio because he's kind of split and the bomb zones him out, he's not paying attention to you, so it's a decent shot to actually get the combo on him there. Thank you. Try to go for the soldier, good. That's a good duo that you wanna take. And it was also split from his team. Unfortunately I don't get to catch him. Now you're gonna try to catch him. Not gonna be able to do it, unfortunately, but yeah, you can deflect here and back up. And now you're good. And you had the right intention to try to duel the soldier instead of just staying main, shooting the Reinhardt and not doing anything, right? Possibly should have already tried to blade, although if the Lucio is gonna be saving beat for it and you don't have a damage boost, or rather, with damage boost, I don't exactly know how fast beat decays for every single damage value. I know that with Nano, if you keep swinging someone with that has beat and then you save your dash for when they are 200 HP, right? Then you're gonna be able to get 1 kill, maybe even more than 1 kill, even against beats, because you can just burst through it. Against Transcendence, you can burst through the healing, right? The healing is enough to counter your entire ultimate if you only swing, but if you time it correct, you do the swing and then you dash immediately, and you do that animation cancel well. You ignored the healing completely, right? So those are 2 different ways to outplay these ultimates. One is very quick, the other is very patient. But I don't know if you can do that on Dry Blade. I would also be happy to trade a Dry Blade for a Lucio Beat, as well as some other cooldowns that the enemies might try to throw at me when I try to engage with Blade and then immediately fake them out by dashing back, right? With the Mercy damage boost, it's very possible that you actually get a kill if you just keep swinging on someone or you wait for the beat to decay until you have like 1 second left and then you try to go for a combo and kill them, right? Yeah. People were on average dropping 1000 SR from where they were at, right? So considering that I on DPS was at 4k flat basically when I ended Overwatch 1, and then dropping to let's say 3k from the soft MMR reset, and then I win my first 7 because I went 7-0 at the start. Then what happens is 7 wins and 0 losses, from what people have said and from what I have observed too, has been like 400, 350 SR, 450 SR, that range, right? And so with that, instead of placing Diamond 5, for example, I place Diamond 1, right? So that makes sense. And so if you're Silver, you're probably gonna be placing Bronze 5 unless you win 5. Or rather, you win 7 in a row, maybe you get placed Bronze 1 instead. I don't exactly know how the system works, so neither, or rather, none of us really do, just this is hidden from us, so we just have to play and wait for it to go up, right? I like the ranked system, there is some improvement to be done, but I feel like we also shouldn't focus so much on the rank and just enjoy playing, right? Oh, I'm playing competitive because I want, well, a competitive experience, but I'm gonna go there to do my best and have fun and not care if I'm necessarily going up or down this one match, or oh, okay, I'm placed this now, but, right? I have placed Diamond 1 even though I'm a Grandmaster player and I'm not GM now, right? It doesn't really matter that much. If you deserve to climb back, you will, right? Anyways, I went on a little bit of a rant even though there wasn't really even a question about this kind of stuff. You're trying to touch. Lucio beats to get out. Interesting. You had the correct intention. I really like that you tried to burst him before you pulled out the blade. Alright, have a good one, Sandman. I like that you try to damage him a little bit, then pull out the blade as a surprise, and then maybe you get to swing and dash him to finish him off without the damage boost to give you better breakpoints. To kill him mid-beats. Unfortunately, it didn't work, but you had a really cool idea in mind. And you're gonna be getting the kill on the map still, because you just kept swinging on him, right? Ooh, that's a good deflex. You're gonna get a good finish on him. And you're gonna get the hold, which is good. You even force out some ultimates from the enemy team. Now, as long as your team doesn't C9, you should be looking to set up. And see, your soldier got a pick on the map. What are you doing? You aren't really doing much. Your soldier got a pick on Sojourn. Why? Because your soldier is set up well. He is doing a good job on the position that is relatively good for him. While you are in a very bad position for you, which is poking enemies and poking enemies from far away. Right? Instead of trying to set yourself up for closer range engagements where they aren't committed, so you don't have to take a risk. Which is something that you can very often do in defense because, as I said before, you have control over most of the space. Unless the enemy just wanna fight, right? Because then you can just hold the position and let the enemy walk into you and then you're set up aggressively, right? Yo, David Rodriguez. Ooh. I'm just gonna call her David, whatever. Thanks for the sub. I'm trying to pronounce your name in an English way, even though it is like either Portuguese or Spanish. I think both languages would be fine. Maybe even there's another set of languages that would use a name like that. Good kill. Yeah, I would say that you can engage him, yeah. I feel like it's a fairly okay duel for you to take, considering that you're very close range to him. It's a good deflect. And now you're looking for a quick off angle, which I really like. Lost the Sojourn. Happens. Your soldier finished her. It's good. Now you're trying to bullet the Reinhardt and see. Sure, he had beats. You still don't really do much. That's a good blade, honestly. I like this blade. And that was a nice play. Very, very nice play. And again, the moment that you start ignoring the tank and you look for the squishes, you're instantly 10 times more effective, right?
Still have use for you. 60 seconds remaining.
This is a fine moment for you to just be poking a lot because there isn't really an aggressive setup that you can do that is gonna be safe in like a one dash rotation range. It's also very open, so it's hard for you to sneak on someone, and so it's a fine position for you to play here, for you to poke a lot, right?
My servants never
30
die.
seconds remaining.
The enemy surrounds us. The fight is almost over. Keep defending.
One thing I would say, if your soldier is hiding here, you can hide with him because that makes the position more powerful. The soldier isn't really equipped for the position here. You are, because you have deflects, and then you can dash and double jump if you need, and boom, you're in this high ground. Who's gonna punish you here? You have a pillar to play around if you need, if you back up. You have a high ground position that you can crouch and hide from most positions from the enemy team. Unless they, for example, take your high ground here by walking up top and getting here. Maybe the soldier wants to do this, right? But they have a Reinhardt. They don't have, let's say, a diva to fly up here or a monkey to jump here, right? So this would be an interesting position for you to stay at. It would also help your soldier live if they push him, because then you can try to body block for him with deflect. You also help deal damage to get a kill, and if he dies, then you at least make him trade instead of just making him be in a very bad position alone. And then, unless he gets a solo kill, right, he just fed. So I would say that you can hide here instead of just trying to back.
My ultimate is charging.
10 seconds remaining.
Tactical visor activated.
Oof. Yeah, that's why you play high ground, and then that's why you ignore the tank. You just don't do anything to him, and you don't want to take massive damage. Even if it doesn't pin you, the swings just hurt a lot. While you can just save your health, fight squishies, which is way more important. Unfortunately, you're gonna be losing beats, so that means that you probably don't get to clutch with blade. But you know what's the biggest problem here? The fact that you died to the Reinhardt for no reason early, instead of trying to set up for the backline again, right?
3 to 3.
It's something that you could have done. And then maybe that helps pressure the enemy team out so that your Lucio gets the beat off, instead of having everyone focus him and he gets killed or whatever, right?
Ready for battle. 1.
Now you set up here.
Defend objective A.
Your junk is dead. Or not. The Sombra is dead, huh? Alright, your junk is dead now. Engage the backline. Because they were just hard rushing, it isn't the worst time, or rather, the worst of your dash engagements. Because that means that since they're walking up, right after you... This is a mess. Wow. That means that right after your dash, unless they turn and stop going points, you're probably gonna be fine because you're gonna have space created between you and your enemies created real quick, right? But if they just immediately turn at you, you're dead, right? So again, same issue of the risk reward. Somehow your team is winning this when they shouldn't, and you're somehow alive when you shouldn't be. I'm not gonna really try to understand that. You just got to hold that. Sombra is touching. And yeah, you're gonna somehow full hold this when you should have probably lost. From your Junkrat hard feeding to your to your aggressive engagement that doesn't really have much of a reason to go for it, to then your team somehow leaving all of that and you're getting a bunch of picks at 1 HP. Really weird situation. Let's see. Reinhardt already wasted both. His fire strikes, that deflect. I feel like that deflect is good considering the amount of spam they wanted to throw at you. You already have it back, right? And now you know. Oh, never mind. I guess you didn't know that he was there. You tried to punish him. He's good. Unfortunately, you pre-deflect. And miss a little bit of timing. Yeah. You'll miss a little bit of time to go for the shots on him. And now, although you are still forcing main, you are getting more stuff done because you're shooting squishies. When you can. And you're also getting better deflects. Now try to look for a little bit of an angle to get the squishy. Good damage, very aggressive. If they look at you, you're instantly dead. And that's almost what is happening, but it's still like only the Reinhardt is looking at you. If the Junkrat, if the Bap, if the Lucio, if the Cassie, any of them look at you, you're dead, right? Because of that engagement, because you were down deflect and because you overstay your welcome up there. Instead of just trying to, let's say, look for a damage. Alright. One thing that you could do if you want to dash engage aggressively there, for example. You dash onto them, you try to look for a combo, you immediately walk and try to get high round. Right? Then you're safe from a lot of their threats. You can also just try to dash through and go to mini, for example. And then you rotate around, and then you go back to point, shooting here, or you try to go inside here, or whatever. Or you get the mini and then immediately go back here, right? But you immediately LOS right after dash, right? Instead of, okay, I'm in the middle of the enemy team, let's hope the enemy team doesn't look at me and I live through that, right? And this is gonna be a draw. There were definitely some good plays here. The main issue that you had is you just, one, focus the tank too much, and two, you are forcing yourself to take duels using dash or engaging someone to be doing anything really meaningful, right? Because you're tired of shooting shields and a tank with 600 HP, right? You feel forced to do something and dash in, right? When all you need to do is path around to be able to get stuff done on the squishes without having to dash in, so you're not committed, right? That's very, very important. So pathing, I have a pathing video I would highly recommend you watch. Your deflects got a lot better towards the end. I do have a deflect guide if you wanna watch that. Not necessary for you immediately, but if you wanna watch that, you can, right? Nothing's there to stop you. I don't think that I should bother you with blade stuff here. I think that just the pathing stuff is gonna be a lot. Pathing is a very hard skill, and it's going to basically change you from, instead of focusing tanks, completely ignoring them, and then getting a lot of duels with squishes. That's gonna help you improve your aim faster, and a lot of the times you had good aim, right? I feel like a lot of the bad aim moments come from you just being in a very pressured position because you engage them in a bad way, right? Instead of setting yourself up for success, right? And if you want a guide about aim, I have a very quick aim guide that I would highly recommend too, if you're into that. But the main thing is just simply going to be the pathing guide that I have. That's the number one thing that you have to work on. That's going to massively improve your gameplay, right? And your target priority to a certain extent too, right? Those two are sort of together because pathing is going to lead you to better targets. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this replay. Replays. What is the other VOD that I have? Also let me mark this one is done. Got 5 icon VODs. Mark this one as done. The other VOD I had was further up. Okay. It was Second division, still on gold. New Queen Street. Competitive. There are 2 New Queen Street VODs. Okay, it's the 04 one. Good. So this is Gold 2, second division. Yeah, that's correct. New Queen Street, Porkville. Alrighty. This is the correct information. 11-minute VOD. The first VOD took a long time. Sure, actually not that long. Let's say it was like an hour, right? Probably more like an hour because of the time that we talked, answered questions, and the setup from the stream before that. With that being said, I'm going to be getting some more water. I'm going to have a quick break to eat and drink. And so I'll be back in like 5 minutes and then I will review this VOD. Sounds good? Let me mute and let me go to BRB screen. I'm back. Let me set this up. Alrighty. Now I have more water. I'm fed. So let's get into this push review. I think this is gonna be... Is this gonna be the first push review? I don't remember. I forgot if I already reviewed a push game mode or not. But push is interesting. Very interesting mode. And I think that my map guides are probably gonna start with push. Because it's the new game mode, so it's the least figured out of the bunch. And I feel like that's where people will probably want help the most, right? That, and for the hero matchups, the new heroes probably. Although I still have to get more familiar with them and the new maps to do stuff, do guides on them, right? But yeah. Second division gold, this information is correct. Let's go to Overwatch.
You can't hide.
And you already have the cool skin, which is nice. The skin is very pretty. And it has some nice sound effects, I love it. I can't wait to have it myself. Gonna be sick. Right off the bat, trying to fight for the middle of the map. Not bad. Peeking to see what the enemy is running there. Find a Moria. Try to punish her. Can't rotate back safely. And their team got a pick. Oh, never mind, your team got a pick. Okay. Yeah, your red team. Good damage on the Moria. Good. Very nice. Ooh, your Zarya feeds. And now you're shooting the Rhine shield and spamming at the back. Got the duel of the Anna. Got the kill, good. And so far there has been way less shield focusing than... There has been way less shield focusing than in the last game, right? And this was... Let me go back. Way less tank focusing, way less shield focusing, and you can already see the difference in effectiveness, right? And still then, the moment that you have an advantage, you started shooting the Rhine, then the enemy team had the better chance to come back, right? No, it's not the same person. The last one was Dunde, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and this one is Sparkquell. So two different players. Also, this one is 3 divisions higher, so from Gold 5 to Gold 2. But yeah, less focused on the tank, but the moment that you focused on the tank, the enemies had a better chance to come back. Because you were doing less, right? You were not contesting the squishies. And you were also, and then I was pumping heals onto the Reinhardt, and the Reinhardt is tanking a lot because of his armor health, which reduces your damage, incoming damage by 30%, right? So this was just good for them, right? Because yeah, if I keep talking, I'm gonna be redundant. Already said enough about this. I feel like this was actually okay for you to do. I don't hate it. I also don't love it. If we go back, no, this, this. Oh no, never mind. The Moria still had Orb on cooldown. So this is actually a good engagement by you because she's completely down cooldowns. If you're confident in your aim, this is gonna be a good trade. With that being said though, they do have 2 supports with high healing. It's not like you're playing against Anna, Zen, Ryan, and you kill the Anna. Because then the Reinhardt has to play very passive, or play very fast, so that he uses his health but he doesn't have to regenerate it mid-fight, right? He either kills his enemies fast, or he plays very slow and tries to not take damage, right? Because of the low healing from Zen, right? Because they have two healers that can output high, or rather, two supports that have high healing output. This skill becomes a little less valuable as a trade for you. Also, you don't have spawn advantage. You get spawn advantage when the robot has passed the middle point. Then it would be okay for you to trade Hero of the Moria. I think that in this situation it's a little bit more valuable for you to live and contest positions. For example, this is a very powerful position. This is also powerful, though less so because this is a smaller high ground than this one. This is a very hard high ground to get to as well, because as you can see, this is narrow, while this is more open. The street is more open, right? So this means that getting to this high ground is tougher than getting to this high ground. And so if you can, you want the fight set up here, even if it's far forward. The robot is doing like an S shape, right? Or more like a 5, a tilted 5, because the top thing is not correct, but it's going here, 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 right? So although the robot still has a long way, it's not that far, because if you draw a straight line from the point to you, that isn't actually that far, especially with a Nana that can keep you up with that, right? And you don't necessarily have to always stay up. You can just drop and double jump back. You have deflect, you have these walls to play around, you can wall climb and drop on the enemies, right? You're just trying to prevent them from easily taking this position, or prevent them from getting this position at all, right? Which can be very valuable, because if you let the soldier get here and then you get forced out, how do you engage him? If you dash and engage him, he's gonna get support from his team, you're probably not getting anything done. If you even live, or if you don't get the kill, right, you're just struggling to live, right? And if you live, you probably are putting your team in a bad position to actually be able to help you, right? So it ends up being bad, really tough, because it's a really tough position to contest. And so setting you up on it early to prevent enemies from taking that position is good. And your team is all gonna sit points. One tip about push: no matter if the robot is pushing the barricade or not, the points can only be moved at one speed. Alright, there are two speeds, of course. There's the speed of the robot jogging back to the barrier, and there's the speed of the bots pushing the barrier. But there aren't multiple speeds for each state. That's what I mean, right? So if you are with 3 people points, or 2 people point, or 1 people point, right? 1 person point, then the robot is moving the exact same passion, or rather the same exact speed. I said passion, I smushed together pass and question. Yo, what up, Blue Soldier? How are you doing? Actually, it's Soilder, not Soldier. Interesting. Sure. What is the battle pass question? But yeah, basically, in push, you only want to have 1 person points. There is no reason to have more than 1. The rest should take positioning. In fact, a lot of the times you don't even want to push the robots. And that's gonna be a thing that I'm gonna comment later on, probably in this VOD review. Maybe it's not gonna come up a situation. I also highly recommend for the people that wanna learn push to search up how to play push. There's a very good video by Spylo explaining a lot of the rules of push. But a lot of the times push is just gonna be, okay, we have the advantage, we don't need to push anymore. We just need to prevent them from taking the advantage, which means taking good fights. You don't take good fights by putting someone point, because point is not gonna be a good position, right? Because a good position, let's say, is the high ground here, while the bots might be here, where the barricade is here, right? The middle point. So for example, this person here on the high ground has a big advantage. A high ground advantage, cover advantage, everything, right? So in a lot of cases, you are going to have no one pushing the barricade further because you already have the advantage, and you don't want to lose positioning. So you just leave nobody there, everyone gets good positioning to get best fight possible. Because all you need to do is prevent the enemy from winning, not winning yourself, right? Which is interesting. Tier 20. I would not advise you to buy full buy to tier 80. That's very, very expensive. Not a lot of people have that type of money to throw away. Like, we have had so far almost 2 weeks. Tomorrow is gonna be 2 weeks, right? Overwatch 2 release. The Battle Pass is going to still have 7 more weeks. In 2 weeks you got 20 tiers, right? Let's say you keep up this rhythm. In 8 weeks you're gonna have finished the Battle Pass, the normal one. There are prestige levels that go up to 200, but those are for small name tags, right? That I barely see any players have. I don't currently have one. I don't remember, does it appear here in the career profile? I think it appears right below your name. But you can also get those from, not here, challenges. Here, right? Right? For example, if I do this, I win 500 games in that deathmatch, I get this title, Executioner. There are some of these titles that are exclusive to prestige tiers in Battle Pass, but I don't think it's worth grinding it past 80, really. It's just a small little name that nobody really cares about. If on the plan breaks on 1 week break, I mean, one thing that I would say, there is no rush for you to buy the Battle Pass now. Unless, for example, you were a content creator, a big content creator, right? And you wanna showcase the skin day one to your viewers. And for that reason you decide to put hundreds of bucks into fast forwarding the pass to be able to get it immediately. I don't see a point in you really fast forwarding it immediately. The best thing that you can do is probably just play, complete the challenges, right? See, daily. If I win 3 daily challenges, I get basically 1 free Battle Pass level. Plus all the EXP that you're gonna be getting from the matches to get these challenges, right? Then you have the weekly. Then you have the season. These are all Battle Pass XP that you can do. You can aim to do these, right? And then you, let's say, okay, you got it to level 50. You didn't get it to the full 80, right? You got it to level 50 right before the Battle Pass ends, the season ends. Then, if you feel like you really want that skin, then you put money. But then that's a lot less money that you have to put in, right? Then you're being more conscious on the money that, okay, I didn't have the time, but I have money to spend on that skin, right? And I'm gonna minimize how much money I want to spend on that skin, right? You also have to think about, do I actually really want that skin? Am I really gonna be using it a lot for it to be worth this money or not, right? So for example, I main Genji, I have like thousands of hours on him. I have like over 1,000 hours on Genji on this account alone, right? And this is only on the hours that counted. There are a lot of hours here that don't actually count. And so... lost my train of thought. So for example, this skin is very worth it for me, even if I had to pay $50 in my opinion. But if someone is like... If I was going to be buying a mythic skin for Hanzo, for example, for $50, I wouldn't, because I don't play him enough. So I wouldn't care, right? So that's something that you have to consider. How much do you think this skin is worth money-wise? And then you go about it, right? So that would be my advice for your situation. Yo, what up, Zibdi? Welcome back, GG. Tier 79. I'm tier... how much? I'm tier 50, yeah. I'm tier 50. Let's go back.
Pushing ahead.
Oh, that might be a dead rhyme, yeah. This is one of the rare situations where you focus the tank first and the tank dies. Ooh. You get lasered by the soldier and then you deflect late and then you deflect the more instead of the soldier. It happens. I don't think that you had to pull out to play it. I can understand it though, especially considering now you're guaranteeing the full cap. Alright, not the full cap, the half cap, right? The first point. And this first point and push is very important because this means that now your spawn is forward. Where is your actual spawn now? I'm pretty sure your spawn now is... Is it not here? Is it here? Where actually is the spawn? It should be around here, yeah. I was gonna say, I think it is here. Your new spawn is here. Compare that to where you are at right now. Where are you at? Here. That's a long distance, right? So guaranteeing that is very, very good. And remember what I said before about after you have an advantage, you don't have to try to push it further, you just have to keep winning, or rather, prevent the enemy from winning fights. Instead of pushing the payload here, you could have your Rhine push up here, your team supporting him, you denying this high ground access too, right? Whatever. All your team plays up here, no one cares about the robots. And then you just keep on taking trade fights, because you have better spawn. As long as you don't lose a fight and lose this middle point on the enemy territory, then you just constantly have an advantage. And if you don't give up that advantage by putting someone trying to push points, then you're very good. Then you're set up, right? So that's gonna be a big learning curve for the community to understand the push's unique mechanics of not playing the objective a lot of the times, being the best play that you can do. A lot of the times in Overwatch you don't even want to play the objective anyway, but I feel like push is gonna be even more of that, where you focus so much more on the fights and so little on the objective. Because right, the win condition of push is just push it further than the enemy. That's all. That's the win condition. You don't have to full cap, you don't have to push. If the enemy pushes 1 meter, all you have to do is push 2 meters. It doesn't have to be much, right? But it's a very interesting game mode. $150. I mean, you do you with your money, right? I just gave you my advice on what I would do. I personally would take it as far as I could right before the season ends, and then fast forward the end if I couldn't manage it, right? But for now, I would just say, try to do the challenges, try to do the daily challenges at least. Those are a lot of EXP for free. Like, if every time that you do 3 daily challenges, and those should be able to be done in like 1 or 2 games, right? You're already gaining like 1 free battle pass level, right? Yo, what up, cheese guy? How are you doing? How do you get your VOD review? Type !VOD review. Let's see if the bot is here and it brings up the command or not. If it doesn't, we'll go further in depth on how you get it. But let's see if the bot brings up the links. Oh yeah, actually let me do this. Forgot that I have to go back to your POV. You're respawning, and you're still walking back. Okay, now you're in the fight. Yeah, I don't think that the bot is here, okay. There are 2 ways that you can get VOD reviewed. One of them is by entering my Discord. The link for my Discord is in the description of this live stream, or of any videos that I make. There's a channel there for you to submit VODs with a certain formats that I ask for information, and there's also a queue, right? So you cannot just come here into the chat and type a code and have me review it, right? There's a queue. Or you can, if you don't have a Discord account or you don't want to do it, right? You want to do it anonymously, let's say. Not anonymously in the game, but you don't want the accounts to be related to your name, right? To your YouTube name or whatever. Then you can submit it through Google Forms that I created, which the link you can find in the top of my on the top of the description of my Overwatch Genji guide. That's the other method to get a VOD review, and that is also subject to the same queue as before, right? I just like the Discord one way better to submit, because I would ping people in advance when they're getting VOD reviewed. It is easier on me as far as organization goes and everything, so. And you also get a lot of other cool stuff in Discord, right? Like chatting with the community, etc. Different sense for a specific hero. You can have it. there's nothing stopping you to do it. If you feel more comfortable having double sense on projectile than hit scan, then yeah, there you go, right? You just do that. But I personally don't see a reason. No problem. And I personally don't see a reason to have a different sense, because in my case I use I already used the sense that I felt good with. I felt like it was a great middle point between low and fast sense. The sense that I used before, which was 1500 DPI, 4 cents in game. Now I use the exact same sense, except that I use raw accel alongside it for mouse acceleration. Want more information on that? There is a link to a video pinned in the top of the chat, right? And that basically means... Oh, God, my voice there. That basically means that I'm going to be going from low to high sense, depending on the situation. If I need low sense, I'm gonna be moving my mouse slowly and doing arm aim tracking, right? And then if I need it fast, I'm gonna be doing flicks, and I'm gonna be moving it fast, right? So I'm always going to have the correct sense for the correct moment. And so I don't see a reason to have a different sense for every for different heroes, because I can see a benefit to having low sense on Reinhardt, and I can see a benefit of having high sense on Reinhardt. So I might as well just leave the same sense for everyone and have Roxel do the trick for me instead of trying to have different things, right? Not like some characters benefit more or less. I mean, there are characters that benefit more or less from precision, but Overwatch in general, you want to be as precise as possible, so why not be as precise as possible on every hero, right? Yeah, I ever since I tried it, I have been using it. So yeah, I use it on gaming, I use it during just normal use PC. I don't even remember that I have it on, right? Because it just feels so natural to me. No problem, Porco. Also, since you're here, if you want to join me on a voice chat call to ask me questions and stuff, just let me know here in the YouTube chats and join voice chat/Q on the Discord, and I'm gonna pull you to the voice chat that I'm using right now, in case you want to do that. Otherwise, you can just chat here in the YouTube chats, or just watch later, whatever, right? Just leaving the option open for you if you want that, right? Also, my posture was awful, so posture tech, everyone. I mean, console is different, right? I haven't played console. I don't know much about the console, so you do you, right? I don't really have much to say about sensitivity other than I heard that the best sensitivity for console is 100, right? Because console sense is just weird, and you want to try to max it out because it is just slow otherwise. $285, 800, yeah, that's a little less than 2400 EDPI. My low sense is 3750 EDPI, and my high sense is 6000 EDPI. So yeah, your sense is comparatively like a 33% less than mine, a little bit more probably. Maybe more like 40% less. It is a lot lower, definitely. Excuse me. Yeah, in Overwatch 1 I saw that my accuracy, my stat accuracy, went up by like 2 or 3% points. But not only that, like my consistency, I felt more consistent. It doesn't matter the stat. The stat can be useful to track stuff like that, right? Oh hey, I saw an improvement from like 30% to 32, 33% on this accuracy stat, but I don't really care about that. I care about, hey, am I consistent in my close range fights, which is one thing that I really care about in Genji. And ever since you starting to use Roxel, I feel like my consistency on those went up dramatically, more than 3%, right? So not only that, not only has it improved my consistency in very important things, such as, for example, these close range duels, it also helped remove strain that I used to have when I was tracking with Soldier, for example, at mid to long range, because my sense was high. or relatively high, let's say, at 6000 DPI. So it is good for my consistency, it is good for my health, it is also good for me whenever I want to flex on another character that might use a little bit more might use a little bit more precision, let's say. For example, I became a better Widow by doing this Rocks out thing. Even though I don't really play Widow, like I did play some to make my aim guide, for example, and I noticed a significant improvement in my Widow just from doing the sense swap. Alright. Options. Yeah. Aim assist in Overwatch is definitely very weak compared to other games. And again, you see the situation that I was talking about before? Because you died, the soldier free firing from high ground, right? The prophecy has fulfilled itself. You are not in a position to contest him. Let's go back. Oh, good shots on the Moira. Unfortunately, it's not enough, but these are some good shots on the Moira. Trying to run. Do you have to run? Yes, you do. 123 HP, okay, you got healed now. Is scary because it survives the rockets from Soldier, but it doesn't survive a body shot from Hanzo. So I have to be careful picking back. Wait, did I do it correctly? I brain farted. Yeah, I did it. We're both DPS high ground, and since you burned your deflect early, you can't stay there. Which is good, you notice that you cannot stay there, you immediately back up, look for an angle, and very good. Unfortunately, because the payload is stopping, you're immediately warning your enemies, but you don't have much to do there. Unfortunately, it didn't enter inside where you came from to be able to run from your enemies, and then the Moira just sucked you off and finished you. Happens. Now is your team contesting them before okay, yeah. Your team is contesting them before the middle points. Good. Very, very good. Nice. Clean. 4K? 4K? 5K! Nice. Collecting highlights of the new skin. And this is like one of the main things that showcases, right? This small little flank, this pathing decision that puts you going against squishes instead of tanks. You see how much more effective Genji is against squishes than tanks. And then what happens? Okay, every squishy is dead. All that's left is the Rein. The Reinhardt lost a lot of HP because he was fighting your team and your team was fighting him, and now he doesn't have sustain because you killed their supports, right? So now you turn it to Rein, the Reinhardt is low, you finish him off easy, right? This is like the power of pathing. This is like the power of target priority. Yo, what up, Doja? And thanks for the compliments. And thanks for the sub, Doja. Yeah, definitely. There are definitely issues with aim assist, which is why I don't think I will ever try console. I don't see a reason to. I like that consoles can play a game like Overwatch, and I like that consoles have the option to have aimbots, or not aimbots, aim assist, right? Some people argue that aim assist is aimbot when Overwatch aim assist is very weak, so even in a game like Apex it's not aimbots, only in very specific ranges, right? And Apex Legends has very strong aim assist, right? So much so that it is nerfed in competitions, right? Pro play. I lost my train of thought. Whatever. Ooh. Okay, your team is getting you healed, which is good. Unfortunately, we're not in a position to punish them where that got shattered. Honestly, if the soldier is going to chase you, the soldier in this case isn't, but you can just try to camp the corner and fight him close range, even at this HP. He doesn't have rocket. If you surprise him, secondary fire, deflect, cancel, secondary fire, dash, try to finish him with either a melee instantly or wait for a third secondary fire, for example. Doesn't have to be at that speed, right? Also, real quick, let me just check. Oh, never mind, I'm not gonna get to check this, whatever. What is happening? Why is this bugged? What is happening with the replay viewer? There are definitely some bugs in Overwatch too. Lots of bugs, right? Expected.
Much better.
I don't think they're gonna add a mouse and a keyboard to console. And what is it called again? I think it is called shim, right? When you do set up yourself so you can play mouse and keyboard on console, and that is literally just cheating. So yeah, I don't think they're gonna be setting up that to be legitimate. I could be wrong though, but I don't think they're gonna be doing that. Very patient, very sneaky. Unfortunately, you'll no rag him. They still don't know though. Now he knows. Good deflect. And good kill. Patient pays off. And see? Pathing. Ignoring the Reinhardt, coming from behind, having an angle. Wait for the Hanzo to be isolated, force a duel with him, win. Yeah, it doesn't matter though that it doesn't have the aim assist, because it is still just cheating, right? It is still, you just have an advantage over your console opponents because they are playing on a controller while you're playing on mouse and keyboard, right? And yeah, the duality of playing Genji. One time you're getting a 5k, another time you're missing 4 shots in a row and getting pinned by Reinhardt. We've all been there, don't worry about it. Good, the soldier is dead, probably. Nice. Patience. Oh, I was gonna say, how did she not die? The nano ran out. And another 5k with the new skin. Nice. I mean, how are they going to make it so you can only play with mouse and keyboard on console if you're playing crossplay with only PC players? I just feel like there isn't really too much of a, I don't know. I don't see the purpose of allowing mouse and keyboard on console to be able to play with PC. There are complications with that too. I'm not gonna enter this topic right now. I feel like just I'm not informed enough in it, so yeah. Your Sombra got slapped for this, it was meant for you. Alright, this one, this dash engagement, you did end basically the same HP as the other one that you did just before that on this high rounds when you got your Sombra Slap, but this engagement is infinitely better than the other one because you're immediately thinking about an escape plan from this window if you don't get a kill. In fact, you aren't even planning that much for a kill, because if you were, you probably would be shooting that soldier like you did, then dashing at his feet to follow up right after, right? But no, you're shooting him and dashing through close to this window because you're probably thinking about just forcing him out of this position maybe and instantly getting out so that you don't die. So this engagement is infinitely better than the other one in this sense that it is thinking about you have the advantage, you don't need to feed for a pick here, right? You're just trying to contest them from this position. Ooh, that is juicy. Honestly, can I be very honest? I'm not mad that you died here to their Genji. Hack is just currently so broken and so unfun to play against that having that Genji survive relieves me to know that there is counterplay to Hack right now. I'm just joking. That's what feels bad. You dealt so much damage to him, you have the Sombra there too. He is hacked only for more support and somehow you don't get to kill him and you are the one dying.
We cannot let them take the robot.
Hmm.
60 seconds.
Patience. Yeah, she heard you. Unfortunate. If you were more patient, maybe you get the kill, or maybe you shot her at the very start, which was walking in a straight line close to spawn. Maybe there you have to line up triple headshot dash, and not wait for dash, or rather fade.
30 seconds.
And this is what I mean, right? You're not getting extra progress, but they aren't either, right? So since you already have the advantage, all I have to do is not let them win, which is basically what you're doing by just constantly trading.
10 seconds.
Not the best of blades, especially considering that you had the MP coming up, you can also wait for Nano. You only have to win one fight, so
Last chance. Protect the robot.
that is arguably a very bad blade, right? The reason being, you're engaging, your team didn't pull out attention, your team didn't gather the enemy attention, your team didn't force resources out of the enemy team. It is just a very bold blade in that situation. You get a pick, but is that pick really worth like trading 1-for-1 when you're ulting for that pick on the soldier? And you only need to get one fight win and you can combo that blade for more value, or just wait for a better moment to blade, right? Those are the questions that I would make to you in that situation. And to answer that probably no, you probably just want to wait and combo that blade, or wait for a better situation to play to guarantee more value. With that being said, you're looking to spawn camp the Ana, which is really interesting. Or maybe not, maybe you're just... maybe you didn't notice that you could do that. And you're playing for the mini, which is cool. I like that you positioned yourself in such a way that not only you're fighting him, you're going for the mini. Running. Also, Porco, I have a question. Last time you submitted a VOD, you submitted it and you were in silver, right? Now you submitted and you're basically plat. What is your peak rank, right? Because I have a feeling that you are not actually gold. I have a feeling that you are still just getting back to your normal SR from the MMR reset. Yeah, this was a good match. And this match is a really good showcase to the other player that we reviewed earlier about the power of pathing, right? And target priority. I feel like there wasn't that much competition in this game, unfortunately. I feel like this was just kind of a big storm. And this is one of the problems with wins. This was a very easy win for your team, I feel. So it's hard to get good takeaways from a match like this. There was all of the stuff that I talked about before. There's, for example, this blade that could have used work. But I can't properly judge like a big thing for you to work on like I could with the last one. Okay, watch a pathing video, try to work on this skill for a while, get good at that, and that's going to take you to the next level. I don't think I really have that for this VOD.
The enemy outnumbers us.
Because it is just a winning stomp. But yeah, Porco, do you have any questions? Also, do you have like, are you actually like, this is your peak rank? Or are you, for example, you were Diamond in Overwatch 1 and you're getting back to Diamond now in Overwatch 2 with the more reset or whatever, right? I think that you said that you played a long time ago and you're now coming back to Overwatch. Am I correct, or am I misremembering things?
Surrender to my will.
Yeah, game sense goes a long way in many characters. I feel like Genji is one character where game sense is very underrated. Like, game sense is very powerful on Genji. You don't need to be as mechanical as you think you need to be on him. Although Genji is still a very mechanical hero, you can do a lot with game sense and mediocre mechanics, right? Average mechanics. While a lot of people think that no, you have to be a beast mechanically and you don't, and you shouldn't have too much of a brain on Genji. You just engage people and you kill them and they add a dash reset and you get out, right? Just 600, yeah. That's the feel that I got from this VOD. That you, because first you submit as a silver VOD, now you're breezing to gold, right? That means that you probably, from what people have dropped in Overwatch 2 so far ranking wise, they were dropping like 1000 SR. That would mean that, considering that first VOD you submitted was around silver, you were probably around plat level, right? Considering the reset alone, right? Maybe not considering other factors. That could be it, like you played Overwatch 1 for a lot longer and you took a long break and maybe you were higher than that before, but the game dropped you more because of the case system that they said they would put in players that didn't play for a long time or whatever, right? Avoiding dying in some fights, yeah. Can be that too. In some situations. A lot of Genji players think that they have to die a lot. Let me show this. Genji stats. Deaths. 7 point something. That's usually what I have, right? I usually don't go over 8 or below 7. I usually just sit in this. While I see a lot of Genji mains go like 9 and above, right? So I feel like you don't have to die as much. Like, I feel like the main difference between the Genji mains that die 9 times or more per 10 minutes and the ones that die 8 times or less is just pathing. That is like pathing and the priority between mechanics and game sense. That is the main thing. And not like you can't have a match of both. I feel like the best Genji mains are gonna be the ones that not only are very good mechanically but are very smart. Which makes sense, right? But a lot of people think that no, you just have to fully hone your mechanical skill on Genji and that's how you climb, right? When in reality you probably go way further if you decide to just focus on game sense and not your mechanics, right? If you had to choose between one of them, right? Yo, what up Yeti, how are you doing? No, you submit it in my Discord server, the link is in the description to my stream right now. Masters on Ana Lucio. Yeah. That also kind of explains the game sense that you were showing. Portugal map, spawn is so far. All the push maps have far spawn. So yeah, that's one reason why a lot of the times you want to, instead of pushing the robots, you want to leave the robots and just right? And then you Oh yeah, you are in the Discord already. Right, Yeti. I remember. That's why in a lot of times in push maps you want to, instead of pushing the robot, you want to take position and playing your life to get your best chance of winning the fight. Because if you put one person point, you push the point a little bit further, but you have a bigger chance of dying due to bad positioning. Usually that's not a worth it trade, right? I don't know how I feel about the... What is the name? Paraíso? I don't know how I feel about that map yet. Maybe it's because I have played with a lot of people that don't seem to understand the map. I don't think I understand it too well yet, but I feel like people are very, very confused on how to play that map. We have done 2 reviews, 2 hours and a bit of stream. I think I'm gonna leave this stream as 2 VODs. Although I don't think I'm gonna end the stream here though. I think we can do a little bit more. Maybe I just play a little bit of quick play. Let's see. Can close Discord now. Let me mark this one as done. Also, let me check. Yeah, you submitted a lot. I remember. Mark in red. Add this. Let me change this to... Where is it? Grandmaster. Where is... Got to remove this. This is 5th division, which is what I'm currently sitting at for DPS. Second point is fun. It is interesting. I just feel like a lot of people don't understand how to play. Like a lot of people that I've played with want to put 3 people point when they win a fight instead of just putting 1 person point and having 4 players control the map, right? So I feel like a lot of players have yet to learn the new maps. Let's see. Yeah, what up, Samil? How are you doing? What am I doing? I just finished the VOD review, or rather the second one of the day. I could just theoretically end the stream here, that was planned. I don't think I'm gonna be doing more reviews now, because that would probably just be too much for my voice. I've already talked a bunch. That break helped me recover from how much talking I did, but still probably shouldn't say too much.
Just this one time.
Yo, Parko, thank you so much for the $5.02 tip. Very much appreciated. Also, one thing that you all should keep in mind, right? There is now the... Where is it? Super chats and stuff that you can do in chat, super stickers. But if you want to give me a better cut of the payments, then you should do it as Sparkwell did, which is head over to the description. There is a link to a Stream Elements page that you can tip, and there since it is through PayPal, there are less fees. There's less of a split, so that's a better way for you to just have support me, right? If you want to support me monetarily, I think that's the word. I think monetarily, is that a word? I'm actually storage. Monetarily. Yeah, that's correct. Aim's moving. I'm not a console player, so I can't help, but we have a console player here. A good console player, and then is Masters. Are you Masters yet on Overwatch 2? Or did you not get there yet? I think you were climbing. I think I remember seeing you post about your ranked experience in Overwatch 2 so far. Don't remember if you already climbed all the way or not. I think they're gonna be changing the DPS passive. That's what I think they're gonna be doing. Let me head over real quick here. I'll have something to do while I chat. From my settings, or rather my console recommendations that I got are these ones. Where is it? 100, 100, 0, 0, and all of this off with linear ramp and off too. These are the console settings recommendations that I got that I'm gonna be using for a video. I don't know, Henan, what do you think of these settings? Do you think these are good or bad? This is what I heard from when I asked some high-ranked Genji players that played console what were good console settings. They also said that like remapping keybinds, or in that case it would be buttons, right, on the controller, is like optional. So these I think would be all of the console settings that I have to talk about in the video. Yeah. Because aim smoothing and aim easing are gonna be the aim assist, right? Invert, vertical and horizontal should be just for like people that feel like, oh no, the usual way of aiming is weird, let me invert that because that is more natural, right? Vibration, probably just always want that off because that is just not useful for gameplay, right, for performance. I don't know what these would be. Force keyboard mouse user interface. I think that this would be if you were actually I don't know. Wouldn't this be like button prompt? So here, if you're playing console but you have this on, it would still say ask for back, right? For you to press escape to go back even though you're playing on a controller. I think that's what it would be. Aim technique. This is probably like the type of graph or something for the aim assist, right? And dual sense trigger feedback. This sounds like something such as the vibration, right? That is just not related to performance and gameplay. It's just like, cool, okay, I shoot someone and my controller vibrates or something like that, right? That's the thing I get. How wrong am I on this? Yeah. What will be your settings for this, right? Would it be like 0, 0, off, off, or would it be like 100, 100, on, off, on, right? Why? Why you live with one? Oh, dude, that second swing didn't come off in time. It's actually pretty late. I started streaming very late today, unfortunately. I wanted to get to finish the alerts for memberships stuff, but I didn't get to do it before the stream. I'm gonna have to try to finish it later today, and hopefully have this set up for next stream. I think I'm gonna stream tomorrow too. We'll see. Also, there should be a new video coming up soon. I already finished my part. I sent now the video for my editor to edit it. I edit some videos, my editor edits some others. This one is on his part, so just have to wait. I cannot give you a short time because it depends on his schedule, right? Not mine. Yeah, what up, Nitrobite? What review work? Do we submit them here? No. You already submitted one, right? I don't remember when you did it. Did you submit a replay before the patch or after the patch? Because there was one patch that deleted replays, right? There was one patch that deleted all replays. That usually happens in patches. Lately it has been the opposite, like these patches have been so small that they haven't reset replays. Don't remember if submitted one before or after this. this patch that I'm referring to. But yeah, I know that you sent one VOD. All of the VODs I put in on queue, doesn't matter if you submitted one through Google Forms or Discord, I put all of them in Discord, so if someone submitted through Google Forms, I manually put it in the Discord queue, and then I select them in order, right? Oh hey, you submitted first, you go first, right? With a few exceptions. So there was one day that I reviewed only quick play VODs, because I wanted to do smaller reviews but do more reviews, to get more demands done, right? Get more VODs done. So in like 2 hours I got like 4 VODs, I think. While today in 2 hours I got 2 VODs done, because those were competitive VODs. But usually it's like, okay, you haven't had a VOD review before, you have preference, and then in order of who submitted first, right? So for example, I reviewed today 2 VODs from people that never got a VOD review before. There were people in the queue that were ahead of them, but those didn't resubmit VODs after the replays got erased. So I skipped them until they get a new submission in. And I also skipped people that already got one VOD before, right? So because I wanted to first give preference to the people that didn't get a VOD review yet, right? Yo, what up, Kilver? How are you doing? Let me catch up to chat. But yeah, if you want to know a little bit better this kind of information, Nitrobytes, I would recommend joining my Discord, because I'm talking a lot about that there. I'm trying to figure out if there is a better system for me to work for these VOD reviews. You can also see the queue there and chats, so I just think it is better over there, and I would recommend it. Yo, what up, Deadshot, how are you doing? Can I play a game? Sure, let's queue a game. Why not? And let me... Oh wow, 9-minute DPS queue. Alright, have a good one, Nitrobyte. Yeah, 9 minutes because of the servers here. I play in South America, so there are comparatively a little way less people playing here than other servers, right? That's why the queue. I also am not in the mood to play on high latency. I also can't even play on high latency because the firewall trick isn't working over 2 because there were new servers and people haven't figured out how to block those yet. And I'm not paying for a VPN service to be able to go NA at will. Yeah, from Discord? Yeah, makes sense. It's just the short version, right? Let's see. Catch up. Crosshair's light from left. As they left click. Alright, as they right click and... Let me actually go. Training, practice range. What exactly do you mean by that, Yeti? Kill record in one game, we can probably find that in our stats. If we go into the current competitive seasons, what is the best eliminations? 44. But if we go to all competitive seasons, at least the ones that appears that have been recorded from Overwatch 1, I played it since season 12, I think, but it's currently only showing from 31. I don't know if they deleted this data or if they're just not showing it, but here it shows 55. If I go to all modes, it's gonna be 77, make your record. Zarya. Oh, okay, now I got it. Playing against something such as Sombra, Zarya, Sojourn is very annoying as Genji. But I feel like Overwatch 2 balance, at least the devs are trying to make it in this way, right? Where if you go ahead and play a hero very well, you don't get hard countered, quote unquote. So for example, instead of having flashbang and then, okay, we're playing against a tracer, so I'm gonna pick Cassidy, I'm gonna press E, stun someone, and then headshot them while they're stunned. There is no stun for Cassidy anymore, right? Has a magnetic grenade instead. So it's not like quote-unquote hard counter, right? That is something that devs have been trying to make for balance. That being said, Sombra is very annoying, Zarya is very annoying, both of them are overtuned, and the devs said that they're looking for changes for those. Devs are also looking for changes for Genji, which I think is too early, but as long as they change something like the DPS passive, I don't care. If they nerf his damage though, I think that that is unnecessary and it would be very disappointing on the devs to not learn their lesson that when Genji is good, the game is usually in a very good balanced state. And the game is fun, right? Like the devs have done this in the past, sure they overbuffed him in the past, but also the meta made it so Genji was strong. I don't think that the buffs themselves were too OP. They were OP, but they could probably compensate it with a simple ult charge nerf instead of doing what they did, which was just butcher the hero, right? Like for example, in that era, Orisa had an ability called Pull that she would throw an orb, and then when it got close to enemies, and she activated it, all enemies would be pulled into that position. It was like a mini grav, like Zarya Graviton Surge, her ultimate, right? And the radius on it was immense. And then Brig, when she threw a pack to someone, they would get extra health. They wouldn't only get healed. They would also be getting like over health if they didn't need all the healing. So they could get up to like, Genji has 200 HP normally, he would go to 50 HP with 50 armor, which is just busted, right? Changing the breakpoints on someone like that. So those two things made it so whenever Orisa pulled, Genji would dash, massive AoE damage. He would get a break pack, so he would have 250 HP, so the risk of him dying was very low. So I feel like those were the things that took him over the edge, more than the buffs that they made to him. Ignore the D.Va if I can. Try to combo him, drop immediately. She already has no heals, wow. I'm gonna try to ignore the D.Va as much as possible. Oh, he didn't go outside, fuck. Yeah, he's bad. I don't need to do more than this. Yeah, she has the pocket. Shooting her, but then flicking to look at the Mercy because she's my target. Reload. Go for her. Not warmed up, so I'm gonna be missing a lot of shots. Just wanna help with the splash damage here. 66 from 5v5 is amazing. I love this. People weren't sure when the devs talked about it, but after playing the first beta, I already knew like the game is so much better this way. Just gonna back up. I don't feel like there's a reason for me to be risking my life here. Also, I was gonna say, I think they're down a player. This has felt like a weird match. I'm actually gonna do this because I can just back up over here. I have a Mega to play around. Like, I feel like Overwatch 2 is a lot better. Oof. My Ashe killing the Mercy actually was problematic for me because I was hoping for the dash reset. No. Like, after playing the Overwatch 2 beta, I noticed just how bad and obnoxious 2 tanks were for the game, right? That's one bubble. Where is the second one? Is she saving it? Can I force it out? 4, 5, 6. I didn't mean to press deflect. Yeah, I want a blade when she's down bubbles, but she still has one. Can I climb, please? Can you stop forcing me off? There you go. That's a weird wall climb spot. Aim challenge impossible. Yeah, the monetization system can definitely turn some people off, but I feel like it is a necessary evil to a certain extent. First, I think that the monetization that they're doing is way more fair than other games. So for example, Apex players are just jealous of our battle pass because our battle pass is much more value. Oh, they have some on payload, I can see. Now they don't have anymore. I'm running. Are you chasing me? Okay, I'm making a lot of space. Thank you. It's very much appreciated from you, Chu. Nice, thank you. Now I killed the Mercy. And now I killed the Genji. Alright, you guys just gave point for free by chasing me. Gonna be safe if like that, his damage boosted. I don't think let me focus on the game and then try to catch up to chat. Sounds good? Bad. If I don't shoot the deflect there, I think I accidentally shot the deflect when my animation cancelled my shot on the blade. I think that blade isn't the worst blade in the world. It is a quick play blade though, it is definitely not a competitive blade. Yo, what up Nika, how are you doing? Do I think has grab, or am I wrong? Did she already use it? Just trying to bully here to force the Mercy to heal bots. Don't know if that's a good call or not, but I guess we're gonna see. Oh, close. Alright, have a good one and good luck, Hannah. Good weapon for Genji, nice! No, Battle Pass doesn't give you credits, however, you can do challenges to win credits. You can win like 540, I think? Okay, I got her. Oh, I wanted to deflect that. I didn't think that she would lob it like that. Well, we're gonna get her though. We should win this though. Yeah. GG's. So, about the monetization system. Loot boxes were not sustainable for Blizzard. This model is sustainable for Blizzard. The live service game with the paid battle pass and stuff. Sure, there are some things that they could make to be better, but compared to other games, it's much more fair. For example, Apex. Apex players are jealous of our battle pass, right? I think I said that before. Like the prices of the shop, I definitely agree. These are very weird. These are not worth, in my opinion. Especially something like this. This looks like a rare skin, or a not rare, uncommon skin for 1,000. This doesn't feel worth. But this is definitely a model that is sustainable for Blizzard, which is important, right? We can't just expect infinite content from finite amount of money, like one-time purchase. They have to constantly be making money to constantly be giving us content, right? So you don't have to get these things. You can enjoy Overwatch 2 for absolutely free. You don't have to spend a single dollar on it. Sure, you might not have all of these cosmetics. You are gonna be getting some of the cosmetics for free, but you're getting to play the game that you love for free. And the game that you love is going to be getting content. Do you prefer this model, or do you prefer to go ahead and have... Or do we prefer to go ahead and have a very, very consumer-friendly model, but that's gonna die after a few years, right? Because that's what happened with Overwatch 1. We got no content anymore because we just couldn't. They didn't have money. It wasn't sustainable for them, right? It wasn't the plan from them from the start, right? From what we heard from leaks, but I'm not gonna be discussing leaks because I think that's kind of weird. I would rather work with actual information that we have instead of leaked information. Samuel, one thing that I would recommend you, Renan, is playing some games now, from what he said. Or what they said. I don't know your gender, I'm not gonna assume it. Join the Discord. Hanan is in Discord and you can probably just ask to DM him, or you can just ping him in my Discord and ask these things there. There are also other console players in my Discord, so you can also ask the question there. So I'd highly recommend. My Discord link is in the description after the stream. Favorite Genji skin? Overwatch 1, this one. For the Toronto Defiance. Overwatch 2, this one. The Battle Pass one. I would say, I think that this skin would be sick if it had this design. Imagine Overwatch 2 style Genji, but with the recolors from Overwatch League. They said they would do that. I really hope that they do. Really, really hope that they do. Legacy coins should be earned passively. I kind of agree with that. I can definitely see there being like a challenge where it's like legacy coins. Or one idea that was talked about before. Oh, I can take a skin, right? Oh, I hate, let's say this one. I hate this skin. I don't want this. I want this one, the Black Watch. So what do? I disenchant this one. I disenchant this one, right? There was with a dusting mechanic that a lot of other games have. Even Hearthstone, for example, another game from Blizzard. And then you get to make the Black Watch skin by unmaking a bunch of skins from the same rarity, right? To get that one. That could also be a system that could be implemented to make it a little bit more fair to get some cosmetics. I have a feeling that one of the ways that they're gonna make new players be able to get some cosmetics is gonna be through Twitch drops. Or maybe even YouTube drops, because YouTube also has drops now. Just less common to see drops on YouTube than it is to see on Twitch, right? No, I don't have an Overwatch League theme. I just really, really like the colors. Really, really like the colors. I also think that they really match the colors of the channel a lot. If you see like my poke version, right, of this character that I made, that I sometimes use in videos, that is in the channel banner and stuff like that, it is just a Genji human version of me, let's say, a little bit stylized, with the colors of the skin, right, because I really like it. Because I could be using something like this. I think that this one is very clean, really clean. I think this one is really clean. There are a lot of really cool ones, right? A lot of really cool ones. But I just really like that one. And I really hope that they're gonna be making this with the recolors for Overwatch League. Alrighty. I need a bathroom break again. I'm not gonna take a full break to eat, I'm just gonna take a quick bathroom break, so I'll be right back. Give me like 1 minute. Alright, chat, I have an idea. I was thinking about ending stream now, but if you all were down to watch some support POV, then I guess I could just keep streaming a little while longer. Not gonna stream too long because I don't have more water. And also because I don't want to wear down my voice too much. But I could see myself playing a little bit of support here. I'm not warmed up to play DPS and I don't want to take the time to warm up now. Or did I say warm up to play support, or well, I meant warm up to play DPS. And tank queues are too long. Support queues are fast too, so it would be good, I think, to play support instead of the other roles here, if you all wanted to watch that, right? Otherwise, I think I would just end the stream here and go work on something else. The new Genji skin? I think that the style we will use is this one. Let me show it up. Golden. Cyber Demon, customize, second. This color. I don't know exactly which mask. I don't think that this one. I think that either this or this one. I really like this one, I think. I don't really like this one because the arm doesn't show any tattoos. So in first person it looks kind of meh. When you're holding the arm up like this, right? With the shurikens in between your fingers. These two tattoos are cool. I feel like this one is just the coolest though. So I feel like this would be my loadout. And then you have these really cool shurikens. And oh boy, do I love this blade. This blade looks sick. Yo, what up, Jasper? How are you doing? To warm up for Genji? I can show. Do this. And actually, let me real quick. Let me do this. Customize. Let me save this loadout. If I immediately queue support, yeah, support's gonna be too fast. So let me show one warm up that I do for Genji real quick. Let's do the Vaxta warm up. Wait, that's not it. Also, I have to leave this loading for a bit. So division, I'm on the 4th division of Diamond and support right now. Let's do this. Vaxta. Really have been liking this one lately, just to like purely warm up. God, the echo is so fast. Knife. There we go. She's one shot. There we go. Let me just get rid of this one first. But for example, this is something that I do to warm up. I missed the slip. I should not be getting stunned, but whatever. Not like this mode 100% of the time just makes you ignore damage and stuns. Yes, it's Vaxta. The one thing that I changed though is that I put, before I saved the preset, instead of like importing the code, right? Because if you import the code, it's gonna be the settings of the creator. And it's not gonna have the specific setting that I put in. I put 10% cooldown for both dash and deflect. Because otherwise, Genji's combos will get delayed. So you will dash someone and then you're gonna have to wait a little bit to do this. You're gonna swing and it's gonna take a little bit to actual swing. It's gonna be weird. But that's why they do 10% cooldowns. Otherwise it like bugs out. What? Slash dash or dash slash? Depends. Sometimes you're gonna have to cut the distance to someone by doing this. Right? But usually the best thing for you to do is to get close to someone and do this, because this is faster. If you do the dash animation and then swing, let me play it again. You have to wait for the dash animation to fully finish and then do the swing animation. While if you do this, right? Walk up so close to someone and do this, you do the both damage instances and you have to wait for the least amount of time, right? You don't have to wait for the end of the dash to do damage. The dash deals damage at the very start. I think it starts dealing damage in frame 2 of activation. And the swing is around the middle, or like between the middle at the very start of the animation is when the swing deals damage. Because there is a big recovery time right after the swing, right? So that combined means that the best thing for you to do is to cancel the finish of the swing with a dash. That makes it the best combo whenever possible to perform, right? It's fun to try to aim just from the motions while not looking. It's weird. Because you don't know if you're properly aiming. Good job. Only kill support. Thought that the game crashed for a moment. Wait, the game is kind of crashing. Wait a second. Are you a good game? Can I actually play? Alright, seems like you're good. Vaxta. It's an X. Vaxta. What up, Tree Lake? How are you doing? Dash, melee, shuriken? No, you do the shuriken first because the melee. If you melee, I'm holding down the secondary fire right after I melee, right? And there's a big delay. If I do the secondary fire first, there is still gonna be the delay, but I'm gonna have shot before it. So that's gonna be all actions and then I have to wait instead of half the actions after the dash and then I have to wait to be able to shoot again, right? That's why you do this order. Because melee locks you out of doing a lot of actions. So for example, if I melee here, look at the delay on the dash. If I melee here, look at the delay on this shot. If I melee here, look at the delay on the deflects, right? No. I don't know if I'm able to talk about the splits. The split is public information because I've heard other YouTubers talk about it. But I don't remember if I can personally talk about it here. So I'm not gonna talk about the how much each person gets. But one thing that I'm gonna say is that if you want to support me monetarily, the best way for you to do is through the stream elements link that I have right below the stream, right in the description. Because that is through PayPal, and PayPal has a little bit of a very small fee, right? The fee is bigger the smaller the value to a certain extent, right? Because it is like a fixed amount plus a small percentage in PayPal, right? So if you donate a small amount, let's say you donate $1, you're gonna be like 30% loss to fees or something like that. But if you donate like $10, it's gonna be like, I don't know, 2%? It's gonna be very small amount, right? Well, YouTube is a fixed rate. Thanks for the sub, Silverio. Ulysses? Is that it? It's two L's, I don't know if you pronounce that differently or not. Okay, he's already healed by the more. I have to remember the non-comp, right? Fortunately, if I hit that echo again, I feel like... Why are you diving in again? After I just saved you with that nade. I think I'm gonna be... Oh no, we got a soldier. I was almost a kill. I think I'm just gonna passively heal, huh? I need to get high ground. Let's learn the DPS thing. I hope it can help. Right now I'm playing support. But I'm a DPS main. My diva is feeding, I like that. Really like that my diva is a feeder. Oh, if I hit that it would have been great. Guess she would be pretty low. Okay, I hit that, great. Who's coming for me? Get rolled! I need to do that. I need to not lose this fight. Let's take damage, thank you. One thing that you're gonna see me do a lot on Nana is DPS. Supports are not just there to heal. So I have like 2000 healing and 1000 damage basically. Yeah, he is healing through that. Saved her with that heal. Missed the slip somehow. On a very easy slip target happens. Why is that bug there? We need payload, yeah. Okay. I don't want to be here though, I need to have range. Please LOS me or rather D.Va. Heal the Genji first because missing health that he has is more meaningful. Check on the Genji because he's gonna be fighting the Echo. Try to anti their D.Va, the D.Va already lost Mac. That's an interesting trade. Try to keep up my soldier because he's gonna be the one dealing with Echo, anti the Echo. Pocket the D.Va because she was the only one that was like taking damage there. Here I can actually stay payload decently. Actually no, my team is there so I'm gonna be pushing up for positioning. And here I'm gonna be annoying them as much as I can, trying to farm ult charges damage. My D.Va is dead because she's a feeder. If you wanna go, I'm right against you.
You're powered up. Get in there. Adaptive circuits engaged. Soldier 76.
Try to anti him. Oh, that almost killed her. I'm trying to heal her while moving to a good position. I'm gonna get ready to pocket her if she needs it. Yeah, I was gonna say one more shot is gonna be enough to kill. I was waiting for Genji to dash, but since he didn't dash, I noticed that he wanted to get the nano before the dash, try to look for a combo or something. I'm missing shots that I wish I wasn't on the Echo. And I need to... Oh, my D.Va tanked.
Tactical visor activated.
No, I didn't get my nano off because my Moira didn't heal me. That was going so well. Where am I from? I'm from Brazil. If I get the nano off, I think we easily win. We might still win, but I wish that my Moira turned back and healed me there. Would be clutch. No, we won. Okay. But I feel like he played damn well for no warm-up. I think I could have naded faster. I was just really hoping that my shot on the D.Va was enough to charge my nano. That's why I was looking at her instead of trying to immediately look at the ground and spamming nade. Because I wanted to get the nano off. I ended up at 99% and needing a little bit extra. And again, I see the D.Va alright, I see the Tracer starting to go for me, I immediately ask for heals. Because my position tried to be more aggressive because I felt like I needed to land nades better. Trying to land the long range nades into a D.Va can be very predictable and very easy to DM, so I tried to move aggressively. Possibly not the best call from me there. And that compromised my position a little bit from the Tracer, but I thought I asked for help in time there. Like, I see the Tracer immediately asked for help because I saw that she was gonna go for me. Apparently it was not enough time for my team to build for me. Especially consider that one, my D.Va is suicidal, and two, my Moira didn't seem to pay too much attention to me because she was trying to be aggressive and support my D.Va. Oh, really? I got my nades tanked by like nothing. I like a small antenna. I'm gonna move blue box. And see? Help a little bit on the damage. I don't think I have a good angle for nade. I gonna look for this. Because now that my team is trying to drop on them and get a fight early, I'm gonna drop and look for a nade. I could move up and look for that, but then I feel like I'm too easy to pick off for the Echo and Mercy. I'm dead, I think. Choose one, nice. Nice. And see, I'm healing a lot, but I'm still damaging. Like, I have more healing than Moria, basically. And I basically have the same damage, then, right? A lot of people think that you should not DPS much on support and not support. Oh wow, unlucky. I just got fucked. I wanted to nade. I didn't want to nade immediately because I needed to flick downwards and look away so that I wouldn't get it deflected. I just got one shot. Happens. But yeah, you can see that how my multitasking has been really useful so far in this match. Helping damage to finish off the targets for my DPS, supporting them in key moments with heals. Don't need to heal bots. If I damage some targets and help them kill them faster, that means that I won't need to heal as much, right? Ooh, that play though. Slip the diva, nano the soldier. And those 2 shots. DM, no DM. Slip. Run. I don't need to rush to heal the diva, I can just try to focus their diva down. She's anti, cannot shoot the echo, I didn't have time. Reload. Heal. Heal my diva. Reload. I'm actually gonna play this further high ground now. It's way easier to do this type of commentary, I think, on Ana. Even though she is very mechanical, you have a better view of the game to be able to do this commentary than Genji. I feel like, even if also Genji I feel like is more mechanical. Didn't get to shoot him once there to heal, but he should be fine. Hopefully. If he jumped higher, I would get to heal him.
Charging. Hello there. Hi. Over there. You must hold the payload.
Did they give up now? We're on soldier now. I think they gave up. Yeah. They gave up. I feel like this could have been a flawless 0-death game. I'm very surprised at how well this went, considering I had no warm-up. That was really clean. Really happy. What was this? Was this the nano play or no? No. Oof. It happens. And he could have been greedy, but he wasn't. My highest SR in support has been 3760. I feel like I could have grinded it to gem. I was too bored. There are times that I could have also just abused broken characters. I just didn't because that's not me. Right. But yeah. I ended up commentating a lot more than I expected. We have just reached a little bit over 3 hours now. Skill relate more of this. Do you mean like the skill that I have developed? Do you mean that the skill that I have developed on Genji helps me play support more than it helps play tank? Is that what you're trying to ask? that what you mean? Actually, let me quickly go to replays. History. Replays. Actually, let me see. What was the highlight for Anna that I got here? Oh, that was nuts. I rolled that, Mercy.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Maybe I should take this and upload it as a YouTube game. I don't know. I mean, YouTube game. I am on YouTube, but I mean like a non-unlisted one from the, like a stream, like a unlisted streams. No replays. What point Gibraltar?
Arriving at watch ready for battle.
Nerf this.
More requests.
Here. I see the tracer going for me. I immediately unscope and run and ask for help, right? My Moira was busy trying to live from the hack. Then she could have turned and helped me. And then she didn't. Yeah. My Moira just completely ignored me until I was dead. But let me rewatch my play on the Mercy. That was pretty cool.
Adaptive circuits engage.
And yeah, to elaborate on one thing that I was saying during the fight, right? If you get to DPS people a little bit, those people die easier to your DPS, which means you're gonna have to heal them less, right? And also, if you kill the enemy team, right, you win the fight. So as long as you are not allowing your team to die, DPSing is gonna be very useful. If you tag someone once, your Genji can one-shot them with body shot combo, right? Dash, secondary fire, melee. They don't even actually need a melee to hit in that situation because they only need to do 130 damage, right? Dan already did 70. So it's insane how much you can do with damaging a little bit on support. Support is there to support, not heal. The heals are a way that you can help. Okay, you're in the duel, you need a little bit of heals to not die. Yes, but if you are like 190 or let's say if you are 150 HP and the echo is 100, I'm gonna shoot the echo. Because that puts the echo at 30 HP. If my Genji melees her then, she's dead. Well, if I heal the Genji, she might get away, she might get her fight cooldown, right? So, knowing when to DPS on support is a very, very crucial skill. Quick scope, then unscope, and then she stood still and let me do this. And then the D.Va had to go back not to 9, because otherwise I probably would be dead. But I turned the corner and hide here to prevent her from getting my nade, right? Eating my nade. Yeah, I want at least that little bit of sustain to be able to delay the kill that she's gonna be getting on me. And then I come back and nano because I want to guarantee this fight, right? This is a hard point to get, so I'm gonna charge nano relatively fast, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna nano her, guarantee that we win this fight, hopefully. Farm another one later. I want to cap this because if we don't cap this, we could very easily just get full health here, right? It's better to over ult at the end or rather close to a checkpoint than to under ult and lose. Right, that's an important thing. Also, let me real quick show my Ana stats. I think that is important, right? Deaths, low, could be lower. Yes, I have seen Anas with like 4 point something instead of 5 above. But a lot of Anas I also see go 6, 7. Above 7 is usually like you instantly avoid this person because they just die too much. Right? And just because I died this little doesn't mean I'm not doing aggressive plays. 3,400 damage, that is a pretty decent amount. 9,000 healing, it's not like I'm not healing, right? Considering, all things considering, these are some very, very solid stats, especially considering that I haven't played support really in like half a year, right? Maybe even more than that. And I've just recently started getting back to support to try to climb my support. to GM in Overwatch 1, already in Overwatch 2. Facilitate some supports better than others. I would say that it facilitates mechanicals. Anything mechanical, being mechanically skilled by having played a mechanical hero for a long time is going to help any other mechanical skilled that you need, right? So for example, yes, I think that having played Genji for a long time is gonna help my Ana more than it's gonna help my Moira. With that being said, it's not like my Moira doesn't benefit from that, right? My Moira, for example, is pretty aggressive, right? And I basically don't miss because she has an auto lock on and I have good mechanical skill to be able to track people with her, right? So I don't just heal out of Moira, that's another thing, right? Most of the supports in Overwatch 2 are going to be playing way more aggressive than they did in Overwatch 1. And in Overwatch 1, the correct thing was for support players to be aggressive. A lot of the times, the higher rank Baptists, for example, would have more damage than they would have healing. That's really interesting, right? So, it definitely does help, right? Definitely does help. And it's very important for support players to learn that they're not gonna be sit backs, have my team peel for me. If I die, it's my team's fault, it's not me. I'm not gonna have to engage in any DPSing because I'm just gonna be sitting there and healing my team laid back. The shields are gonna do the trick and not let anyone come to me, right? No, you're gonna be getting in there with a lot of supports. You're gonna be being more aggressive, you're gonna be in the action. Like, there are a lot of situations in here where I'm aggressively rotating. Like, Ana isn't always going to necessarily want to snipe. There are some situations where Ana wants to be playing aggressive. It isn't always ideal, but some slip. Actually, let me go. I know the exact example that I can give. When was it? It was before I died the first time, right? The random T-pose from Soldier. When did D.Va feed here? I think it was around here. When does the D.Va go here? No. Is it earlier? Oh, I'm only returning 10 seconds at a time, that's right. I think it was here. Yeah, you see I'm trying to walk in the face of the D.Va because I want to minimize the delay between me using the ability and me hitting the D.Va, right? I really wanted to sleep this D.Va. Alright, I actually got to sleep on the D.Va. I tried to nade her first. I mistimed it because the new timers for Bubbles and Matrix are still just not internalized, right? They're messing a lot of players up, myself included, especially considering that a little playtime compared to people that have been grinding Overwatch 2, right? Because I'm also a content creator, I'm not just gonna be a ranks grinder. And also all the partnership stuff that I have to set up. But like, I'm actively in here, and I'm walking at this D.Va to a certain extent. I walked at her before to try to land my cooldowns. So yeah. Oh yeah, oh well. Maybe you should just sleep and not play while you are sleepy. Maybe that's the smart move. Just properly rest and then play when rested. Excuse me. But okay, I didn't expect to play games this stream. Did 2 reviews. I'm gonna end it here though. Not wanna push my voice too much. I wanna be able to stream tomorrow if I feel like it. If I have time. I wanna set up the partnership stuff as soon as possible. So we'll see, I'll update you all on Discord, as always. But yeah. As much as I wanna be able to just play and grind crazy hours, like, that is not the smartest move, right? The smartest move is to do some streams, but to interact with the community, but focus on video content, right? That is going to be up all the time to constantly give growth, and and currently finish setting up the partnership stuff, such as the channel memberships, right? So that's why I'm gonna be cutting it here. I wanna go back to, like people were asked before, right? To watch me, we're excited to watch me play again, right? I played a little bit, but I wanna play competitive Genji, right? At Grandmaster level here on stream. And I know that people were waiting for that. It's gonna come, the time is gonna come for that. But yeah. Have a good one, everyone. Let me change screens. Oh, rested and warm. That's a good approach. That's a good approach, Jasper. But yeah. Have a good one, everyone. I'll be seeing you all in the next time. Bye bye.